What's up, nerds? Welcome back to another episode of the Aggressively Average Angler podcast. Tonight, we are talking all about ICAST 2025. Me, myself, and my... Hey, there he is. There he is. He was writing down a really killer idea we just had, which is funny enough. Like, he had this idea and he was like, hey, I had this idea. And I was like, I had that idea 3 days ago and was going to talk to you about
3 days. Today. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, 3 days. At least
when did you have your idea?
No, at
today?
Least, what about you?
A week ago. 2 years ago. 3 years ago.
4, at least.
When did we start this channel? 6 years? Yeah, I had this idea.
Yeah, no, I had it before I was even born. Yeah.
All right, well, we have a killer idea and we will update you as it progresses. We actually got a lot of things in the work right. There's a lot
the pan is full.
But we are, you know what? We're going to go hard in the paint. We're going to make it happen. And there's a lot of cool things that you will be hearing about by August. So by August, which is next month. So by next month, we will have some major updates for y'all that are pretty exciting. And stay tuned for that. But for tonight, speaking of exciting things, in a week and a half, we will be on our way to Florida, and we will be first pit stop Tampa Bay. We're going to Tampa Bay, Florida, and we're going to fish inshore on some really cool rigs from our boys Sup Customs.
So can we pull up the website or the IG account? Because honestly,
why don't you talk about this
a bunch of times, and like I don't think it's like sinking in how.
I don't think it is
swear word cool this is. Like
how swear word cool.
It
is so swear word cool.
It is so cuss word.
In fact.
And I want people to see this because like I have been, the reason this like popped up is like I started following their account randomly because I just saw it. It popped up in my feed. Yeah. And I was like, well, this is the neatest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. It's just what we're doing, but like hyper specific for like flats fishing and like inshore Florida fishing and stuff like that. And really anywhere. I mean, it's applicable anywhere. And so they reached out and they were like, would you guys like to do a collab? And I was like, I don't know what that means, but sure. And they were like, come fishing. And I was like, all right, cool. I can't make it to Florida. And then like 2 months later, I was like, I'm going to be in Florida like for ICAST. I was like, hey, we'll be there. Would you want to do it then? And they were like, no problem. So, I mean, to me, this is like the next level of like what Jeff and I have always wanted to do. We've always talked about like how cool it'd be to like design kayaks and blah, 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 and like help people like figure out how to outfit them. And they took that to the next level. They're like, oh, stand-up paddleboards, let's make them out of fiberglass. Let's custom make every single one in a catamaran hull style. Let's make custom motor mounts for like an actual gas flats motor. Oh, better yet, let's add a trolling mode. Like, dude, they do it all. It's insanely cool. And yeah, probably one of the things I'm like most excited about this whole year. It's just super neat.
Yeah. Hopefully that sound's not coming through. But yeah, so they're putting the Suzuki motors on there. I think it's is that a 6 or a 9? I think it's a 9.9.
It's probably a 9.9 is my guess.
So like a 9.9 horsepower motor off the back of this with this really cool bracket design that they have.
Custom. All custom made by them.
All custom. And then you just sit on a cooler and you freaking rip. And like if you guys watch their channel, they do post videos. I wonder if he goes at all on this video. Just kind of doing a walkthrough on this video. But if you follow them on Instagram, Facebook, they got tracks on the side there, tracks in the middle, secure spots for like anchoring down your cooler and all that stuff. But yeah, like they just go out there, they shred the inshores, and they catch a ton of fish. So I'm really excited for this. Inshore fishing's so much fun, and we'll be fishing the flats most likely. So, I mean, we're in a couple feet of water at best, and we're chasing reds and snook, right?
They're going to be on the show next week. And I'm going to be like, so 1, where do I go? 2, what do we fish?
What do I do?
What do I do? Tell me what I need.
This is how Paul and I roll up to places. And when we went to Pacific Northwest for the first like half day, we had like a crappy weather day. We're like, we'll figure it out. So we start plugging away, trying to do what we can with other people's gear and other people's lures. And then eventually we're like, all right, who here knows what they're doing? And then we talked to them, and then we hung out with them for like 2 days. And then we were like, now I feel prepared. Let's go do this by ourselves. And we knocked them dead, and we had a great time. So, that's how we like to learn. We'll bang our head against a wall for a minute, and then we'll talk to the experts, and then we'll do that.
We'll definitely do that.
Why wouldn't you try on your own? You know what
I mean? I like to get my hands dirty for sure.
Yeah, I want to figure it out. I want to see if I can like get it down, you know? But yeah, so those guys are really cool. It's a father and son team, and we're going to go hang out with them and go fish, and it's going to be super neat, and I'm really excited. So shall we get into, I guess quick news noteworthy. July 8th is next Tuesday. That is our members only live. We've got a bunch of new members who have joined us in the previous weeks, thanks to our amazing crew here who is like just sharing memberships. So
I love it.
It's
I don't
so
need
cool.
the money. Send it to them.
Yeah, no, it's really cool to see. So we're getting some gifted memberships going out. So if you are a new member or you become a new member recently, come join us next Tuesday, 8:15 p.m. Eastern. We'll do some giveaways. It's our last members only live before ICAST. So it'll be fun. It'll be exciting. We're going to talk about probably the plan with ICAST and behind the scenes stuff like we always do, and things that we shouldn't, or can't talk about on the regular lives. So join us. It's a blast. All right, let's get into it, shall we?
Yeah, I have a Q with a D.
Yay.
Mine is, and this might be, the answer might be no, but have you had a new lure entry into the confidence bait category this year? If so, which you may not have, it's only July. If so, what is it?
I've had several, actually. I guess it was late last year, mini glide bait, so I won't count that one. But I will say this year,
Baby G, gotcha.
Yeah, dude, the baby Giron, amazing. Mid-size glides, well, smaller to mid-size glides. The Depths Bull Shooter, I'm big on that right now. That is huge in my confidence base. Yep, Cha-Cha glide,
fish, like 4-inch ish.
I didn't figure out the Cha-Cha like I did the Depths Bull Shooter. The Bull Shooter,
we didn't put any time into it. When we did, we were in the middle of a random lake that was like 100 feet deep, and we didn't know what we were doing. So
I also didn't know anything about glide baits at the time, and now I feel way more confident. I have way better gear for it. But the Depths Bull Shooter you can run on any conventional gear, and it's just a blast. 3/4 ounces. It's just a blast, and it catches a zillion fish. So that's one
good number.
I would say, yeah, it's a good number of fish. Instantaneously, the little cube baits.
Talk about that later.
The Q bomb and the dice instantly gravitated towards those. Caught a ton of fish on them. Super easy to fish, and it's kind of a cheat code. So I would say that's another one for me. What about you?
Mine, jigs, dude.
Just jigs kicked up for you this year.
No, I mean
you fish jigs a lot.
Yeah, not like this though, and like full size half ounce up to 3/4 1 ounce
big
size,
stuff.
like like larger size jigs, like grass jigs, and like the more not quite flippin' style cover yet, like the heavy cover type jig, but like it was never like, oh, I'll grab that. It was like, oh, I'd grab like 19 other things first. Now I have not gone on a trip without taking the Corrado DC / Cash and Element combo. And it's been almost all of the biggest fish I've caught this year have actually been on a jig.
Nice.
Which is nuts. Like that has not been normal. So jig is like in my top 5 right now.
You want to know? You want to know another thing that I got confident in on the trip to BC?
Yeah.
Reading structure, which I never cared.
Yeah.
I leaned on forward facing sonar for so long, and I haven't used it now in a year. Because we haven't rigged it up. Like I got rid of my Titan X, I got rid of a bunch of other kayaks, and I don't want to put it on my new canoe. So instead, I've been going no sonar. But then on this trip, I got to use a Garmin Striker 4. I think it was the CV. It might have been the older model, but I just ordered the Striker 4 CV, which is $180 on Amazon right now. So I've got a budget setup coming in. I just got a cell block kit from Yak Attack. Thank you, Wade. And then thank you, Paul, who gave me his cell block battery, a 20 amp battery. So I can run that Garmin Striker 4 for 14
100 years.
Like forever. I don't
think you actually just throw the charger away. I think you're good.
I think we're good for life. But yeah, I got really comfortable out on the ocean, actually, reading structure and getting myself on fish. And it was like, it just came to me. And like all of a sudden I had this epiphany and I figured it out, right? Like I know it's not difficult, and a lot of guys are like, I've been reading structure for years, but for me, I haven't really got into like standard sonar, like not down scan. Side scan's next for me. I never figured that out either, so I want to figure out side scan, but I feel very comfortable with down scan, which means I'm going to feel more comfortable with offshore structure instead of just beating the bank. So I'm pretty excited.
The unlock there for I think that a lot of people don't get is down scan with a map. When you have down scan with a map, you're deadly, and that's what.
Or like Navionics, which we're
that's using. Why like forward facing sonar is great, but it was like I got to a point where I was like, this is fine, but like it's changing the way that I fish. I didn't really need it in the first place because if I had downscan in a map side by side, I'm good. Like I'll figure it out at some point for sure. Now side scan for me was when we got the Garmin units like 3 or 4 years ago that was the juice, and that still is kind of the juice. So now I will run side scan and a map as I go. But yeah, I agree, dude. And I really don't think there's any reason, like you can get an unbelievable amount of fishing done with a map and with a with downscan.
Yeah. I feel insanely confident about it. I'm really excited. The Garmin should be in on Saturday. So I think Sunday I'll probably go out with the new canoe. I have to test a new motor from a company that you guys know for the second time. I've already used this and shipped it back to them once. It's the only one they have. And then I'm going to use it again, this time with a transom mount on with a transom mount plate on the new canoe Unlimited.
It's going to be
sick. Yeah, and there's a tiller. They gave me a tiller extension, so I can run it from my seat on the new canoe, and it's going to be pretty sweet.
Use the I was thinking about this on the drive home. Use the rod stagers.
Oh, yeah, good idea.
That pretty much takes care of like all your rod
situation. Yeah.
I keep one in the boat, 3 on the side, and your money. So I don't know. I was just thinking about that.
No, that's a great call. The great call. I reconfigured your 13x16 black pack, but I can't use that with the tiller. So
I forgot to bring the short one because I had the 13x16.
The short.
You just need all my crates.
Oh, the new canoe short stack. That's right. I could tuck that out. It's fine. I'm just gonna take the Evolution largemouth bag with me.
Yes.
That'll be clear of the tiller, and then I'm gonna sit sideways, straddle sideways, and just run that tiller. I'll take my new canoe plate off, the Newport throttle controller. I gotta take that off, get that out of the way. But short of that, I'm good. And I guarantee you that Unlimited with that motor, it's a 3-horse motor, I should be able to get 6.5 miles an hour. I'm pretty sure. I'm going to go ripping around my lake. Luckily, it's a private lake. I'm not doing it if there's anybody out there, but like just messing around a little bit with it. It should be a lot of fun. And that boat's registered, so we're good.
This one's from Mike M. Mike M, we got like a whole bunch of stuff from LureNet.
Oh, the Bobby G?
So I love this sweater. This is my new favorite. But actually, the Rebel t-shirts are...
You would like the. I told him right away. I was like, I hate these shirts.
And the other one is even better. The one that's like my favorite fishing shirt. I wore that for a week straight.
I know you did. I was like, what the hell, dude?
Cool it, dude. I would get 5 of each of these. These are sick.
It's funny because in the unbox video where I showed them, I was like, no, not for me. Don't like. and then of course, old man Paul.
Yeah, dude. I'm 100, and I love these. It's the fit though. It's the fit. They're like a heavier weight t-shirt. They're more like because I wear those like Carhartt t-shirts all the time.
Sure.
All the time. It's a lot like those, but it has like the heavy duty like hem and everything. I love this shirt. This shirt's 5 out of 10.
It's like all the things.
It's unbelievable.
I hate about shirts, but I will say the GLF and the Booyah gear we got from that order, amazing.
See that the hoodies fit like they're small.
Amazing. You're
all the largest. I was like, neato, gang. I'm a tube sausage. This is fun.
The XL Booyah and GLF hoodies for me, perfect fit.
Also would probably fit me okay.
Yeah, possibly.
I don't know what is about hoodies where like you wear like an X. I also would wear an extra.
I know.
Like what is
like this? I don't know. It's it's almost like human beings have unique bodies. It's weird.
But like in everything else, it's very clear. Like you're wearing extra large forever. Like
it's weird how it works out. All right. Well, let's get into it, you guys. I've got a fun little segment here for you that we're going to start out with. And this is called I Asked AI to predict what will be at ICAST 2025.
Insert whatever you wanted.
I asked AI this. So if you don't know, ICAST 2025 predictions, any ICAST, any year, right? The predictions don't really come until like just 7 days before ICAST. We're almost 2 weeks out. So I don't expect any other than Z-Man. Like most companies are not even dropping previews right now. We know of some things, but we can't talk about them because they are not being released by those companies until they are at ICAST. Unfortunately, I can tell you, I know of a sick stern mount motor that is coming out that has foot pedals on it. that is going to be insane. And we're going to go out and film with it. It's going to blow your mind. I can't tell you who it's from, but I know that it's very unique in its design and it's amazing. Like, it's going to be awesome. Unless it's not. When I get on it, it doesn't work at all. But I'm pretty sure it's going to be amazing.
I think the new power pole trolling motor might be available for test.
Yeah, the move should be there. So we're going to try that out. There's also, we've told you this, but a jet propulsion, a jet kayak, basically a jet ski / kayak hybrid.
I think electric jet ski kayak model.
Yep. So we're going to test that. We have a 10 o'clock appointment with them on the water day. So that's going down. We have a new transom mount motor that is coming out. That is the one that I'm currently testing. We have also, I know that Yak Attack is dropping 50 new SKUs. 50. Now, granted, a chunk of those are colors, but a lot of those are also new products. So that's coming out. Z-Man has been dropping previews. We're going to go through all that stuff tonight. But first, I figured we ask AI. Now, AI, if you're not familiar with like ChatGPT, for example, even if you have the paid version, AI is not able to crawl information that is hyper recent. It can do slightly in the past, or if you use an old version or like outdated AI, you're getting like 2 years ago information. ChatGPT paid usually does pretty like up-to-date-ish stuff, but it can't like even crawl the web for me to come up with a whole bunch of ICAST things. Also, I said AI too many times and it shorted out Paul's camera. So the technology is listening. We are in trouble. Everybody apply tinfoil hats. All right. So I asked ChatGPT, I'm like, hey, what's coming out this year? And it said, I can't do that, but I can make predictions for you. And I said, yes, please. Let's do that. So it made me some predictions. Let's go through them right now. Now, some of these are like, okay, that already exists. So the Shimano Corrado MGL already exists. 75 came out last year, right? Like the updated 75 came out like last year. So we're saying Corrado MGL 75. But then it says Daiwa Tatula Elite 2005 or 2025, not 2005, 2025 edition. Daiwa, Shimano, they always just drop like updates. Now,
moderate updates. Like the BG just got an update. Yeah, nobody knows what it is. No one knows what it is. They're like, well, what did you update?
Do? But last year's Tatula update was huge.
Pretty bonkers. So yeah, that was a big one.
Sometimes you get a big one like that. Sometimes you don't. So it's saying like, yeah, Shimano, Daiwa, Abu, they're probably going to put out some new stuff. Now they had like an ultra lightweight rod series from Abu Garcia, the Xenon X spinning rods. It's suggesting are coming out, which we weren't big on Xenon. We don't really care about spending $500 on things like that, but that's the thing.
So but show me a kayak that's $8,000 and I'm trying to figure out where I can go get one.
Exactly. Please send two.
I won't buy a $500 reel. I will absolutely buy a $26,000 electronic setup.
Built out. This was a good one. Strike King is going to drop a Thunder Crank 2.0.
Honestly, a Thunder Crank? Wouldn't be mad about.
Wait for it. This is a hybrid chatterbait crankbait. Has been done before, but it is the Thunder Cricket design, right? So hybrid chatterbait crankbait with an updated blade design to create more erratic action and flash. The Thunder Crank.
You know what?
I wouldn't put it past Strike.
Send it to the execs.
Right?
Let's go to the board.
This was another good one. Z-Man TRD Pro Cross. So the Z-Man Pro Cross, but TRD edition.
Grab my pearls.
Right? I was like, ChatGPT, that's a pretty good one.
That's not a bad idea, buddy.
Not a bad idea. It's like a TRD, but with the flappy claws, right? That would be kind of sweet.
Ironically enough, they came out with the rubber arms on the TRD. So it was only like 0.5%.
Well, we're going to get into that. Yep. Yeah, it was pretty close, right?
Pretty dang close.
Then it says electronics and tech, Humminbird Mega Imaging Ultra Plus is what it says is coming.
You just missed it. They just did that.
A Mega Live, right? 2?
No, they came out. Yeah, they came out with a new version. That's a tech update, and it costs you $1,000 or whatever. Yeah, it's pretty sick. Yeah. They just caught up with everyone else almost.
But this gets better. Garmin LiveScope Micro. The Garmin LiveScope Micro,
that should be pretty dope.
It's a compact live sonar transducer designed for kayak anglers with lower power draw and a smaller footprint. Garmin, are you listening? Can we get a micro FFS, please? Isn't that a great idea?
That's
a great idea.
super cool. Who do I need to talk to?
I mean, like, I'm sick
Who
of
does
dealing with.
ChatGPT need to talk to?
There's so much crap you have to have for live scope. It's made for a boat. You put it in a kayak. You're adding 15 pounds of gear, and you have to have this big old pole to drag around. I think it, and the cable is 10 feet long.
I don't hate it.
I think you could microsize that. Just saying. Just saying. All right. Boats and accessories. It says that Old Town is dropping a Sportsman 136 Autopilot V2, an update. So a new pedal remote drive system.
That's actually
with smoother steering, lithium integration, and improved stability for standing cast. So I don't know if it's the 136, it's still on the same hull. So they would have to come out with a new hull for this thing.
I would take the updated autopilot.
Yeah.
Period.
They go same hull, just like improve the autopilot design. Like it's pretty dang good. So like to
I would flip
improve
it back the other way. I'd say use the new hull, drop in the trolling motor, and then
which new hull?
Put it in the Pro.
Oh, PDL Pro Autopilot.
Take out the PDL. Autopilot Pro.
EPDL line can just go away, and then we just take the RIP.
The world's just not ready.
It's not.
The world's not ready. It's a great idea.
You
know what? I have come around. Like after being pedal less for a while and then getting back into pedals, like could you imagine if we had the EPDL on our trip? It would have been
insane.
Sick.
Because you can pedal
instant reverse the whole time.
Conserve
very fast, conserving the battery, and you can use another one. It's not like it's not. You could just pop another battery in, and it would last way longer than the first week. It would be unbelievable.
Dude, I'm on board for that. Also, it says Power Pole Micro 2. It is a redesigned Power Pole Micro specifically made for kayaks, but the Power Pole Micro was already kind of made for kayaks.
So this one is two. The number 2 means now,
but it's 2.
But now it's green.
So it's just updated with faster deployment and Bluetooth control. It has a remote, so I don't know. Maybe you can control it from your phone, I guess.
Oh, look at Rougeroux's comment. He says the special edition Arc Gravity BFS. I asked you if you've seen. I got mine in, and the first fish on it was a 7. This has to be
wait,
factual.
The rod?
You can't lie about this. It was a 7-pound smallmouth.
That's insane.
What?
Wait, this is the rod, the BFS rod that you have?
BFS. I don't know. I mean, the special edition. I have to assume that's
what is a special edition?
A reel? Because I need one now.
Wait,
I told Jimmy he's got to send me one of those Arc BFS reels because I don't have one. I keep talking about it, but I don't have one.
Yeah, well, when he sends you that, how about he sends me a BFS?
Well, no, I'm getting
rod.
this one, obviously. No,
I would like
I don't need
a rod. I don't see anything about a special edition. I don't know what you're talking about, man.
I don't either, but Rougeroux was trying to tell me about it, apparently, and I said no, I haven't seen it. And
DM us a link.
He probably already did.
All right, DM it again, Rougeroux.
Okay, 7-pound smallmouth. Think
Insane.
of it this way, guys. Let me just clear up a few things. The largest I've ever caught is just shy of 6.
Yeah,
and 6 is like beyond trophy. If you're getting into the 7,
insane.
that is like when you're a huge angle, like a big time, smallmouth target guy.
Yep.
7 pounds is that trophy class.
That is
that's trophy
sick,
class. That's insane. Congratulations,
nice job, buddy.
Man. Doing it on BFS. Whoa. Congrats.
Oh, it's on.
That's wild.
Of course, it's on Tackle Warehouse. I have to see this before we move on. What is this? And I'm gonna share a screen once.
Share a screen.
Actually, pull it up.
Acquiring minds want to experience.
Says the Arc Gravity be okay.
Show me.
Hang on.
Show me.
I want to see.
I want to see it.
Can I see it? How about
show it
now? Wow. Look at that.
I did see this.
This is the Red Hood from DC Comics.
This
is so good. Batman Beyond. That's
Vader
what edition. The Vader.
I like that you said Beyond because it does have Beyond vibes. Because the only color in the Beyond suit is the red skinny bat.
Yep. This is
no
Batman
silver.
Beyond,
they took all the silver off.
I mean, it looks.
It's like what every truck manufacturer did in 2001.
Sexy. So it's the same one. It's just black and red.
I mean, that's kind of sick.
As juice. Different. Is that a different handle? Does it have that
No,
handle?
that's
That
the
it does
same
have the
handle.
same handle.
No, yeah.
I don't even know my favorite BFS reel.
I gotta get one of these.
Yeah, these things are sick. You do need one, and I would like the ARC BFS rod. That would be a blast.
150. Luke Sheldon says, in terms of BFS, is 150 the average? Are you talking about like the size of the frame?
Oh, it's not a 150 frame.
Not even close. I think these are all like 75s.
It's either 75s and 100s at most.
I think it's 70 is what it is, but I think they're 70 a lot of times.
Yeah, but super shallow spool.
Exactly. Yeah. Yes.
Oh, this one's a faster retrieve. Well, you have I have an 8.1 in mind, but yeah, so there's an 8.1, 7.1, and then this one comes in 8.1. Yeah. So
is there a second one, or does that say right? I can't quite read it.
Left, right.
Yeah,
left,
okay, got it.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, I mean the regular one does have that gear ratio too. That's the same one that I have, but this one just comes in the 8.1. Pretty slick, I gotta say. We'll get our hands on it at ICAST, and then maybe we can get Jimmy to ship us one. That would be sick.
I'd like to get in bed with ARC. They're freaking awesome, dude. No, I meant that.
I'd like
exactly how I said it.
I kind of want to cuddle up. A little pillow time.
I want to snuggle
with ARC
with
fishing. Would be really cool.
I mean, if we're being honest with each other, like ARC is pretty peak on baits.
I think they're killing it.
The reels, we got some work to do, but we know they can smack.
That's
them.
what I was gonna say.
They know they can smack them. They can do good.
I think their lures are good. They came out with plastics now, which I haven't tried yet, but they look good. And I'm gonna try them this weekend, and so are you. And then I love some of their reels. You said the spinning reel was solid. I haven't used it, so. Spinning reel is solid.
I love the spinning reel. I need to put another day on it. Yes, but it very good. I caught probably 60 fish. Nothing gigantic though, but peel drag.
Yeah.
No problem. I mean, it functioned very well. It's my only thing with that reel. I think I said this in the video. It's like $15 overpriced. That's it.
Is it 130?
It's about 130
bucks.
It's about $15 overpriced. If that thing was like 110, it would be
flying off the shelf.
Smoke show. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I like the G2. I've liked a lot. The G5, take it or leave it. 189.
You know what I think it might be?
Grindy.
I was thinking about this. I think that grindy thing is probably the spool shape and then the cup where the spool sits in. I would bet you it's that. And I bet you if they just made that like a modification there, I bet it would fix that problem. Hi, squid.
I'm blurry.
Where did I go? I'm blind. Is that me or my glasses? What are we doing? Jeff just went, if you're listening, Jeff just went super blurry for no reason. Yeah, dude. I think though that might be it. I think that might be the only thing they need to do is change the shape where the spool, kind of sets with the side.
That's fair. Yeah. So other than that, I mean, I think the rods are great. Yeah, I'd love to talk to him a bit more. Oh my god, he's beep boop bopping. Whoa, you just did like a break dance. All right, Paul's dead. I'm gonna continue on with ChatGPT while he refreshes his browser or something. So they dropped like some potential new apparel, which is like always. Here's the thing about apparel, and Paul, if you're back a lot, dude. You are stuttering like crazy. What is happening? Oh, man. Moose antlers for internet. I love it.
I'm glad you guys can see that because I could see it, and it was driving me nuts thinking that you wouldn't be able to see it.
Wow. Good time. So I don't know about you, Paul, but whenever you see apparel drop at ICAST, do you go, wow? Or do you go, woo? What's your feeling?
It doesn't matter to me at all. There's like very rare, but I will say that now that I've used bibs, I'm going to be watching that like a lot more closely than I have in the past. Same with rain gear. Did a whole bunch of like research on rain gear and tried to figure out what was out there at different price points and checked all the big companies and stuff. And I learned a lot. And what I learned is they all price them within $20 of each other. And that is it. That's the answer for everything. There's like only 6 things that you can get and you're done. So I would love to see something a little different, like actually different, because like all the AFCO stuff, no way, dude. If I'm not in the ocean, there's no reason for it. If you're not an ocean boat,
I feel you. So yeah, I kind of go meh whenever I see apparel dropping.
Sure. They're like, oh look, it's SPF 35 instead of 20. I'm like, I don't. Why are we? How do you? Don't care.
It's whatever. I'll say that when we're looking for the rain bibs, I'd mentioned in the video when we did the unboxing with Cast King stuff, I was like, dude, there's just like not the right kind of like bibs out there for us. We looked, and somebody was like, there's plenty of options. And I was like, cool, what? And then
so the big
never
ones,
responded.
AFCO, Striker, Grundens.
I should have said there are no great options under $200 because that was like our specifications.
Yes, and honestly, the biggest thing for me is on the bib side, the fit is always for someone standing.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, even the Cast King ones, I'm looking at them, and I so we got a lot of hours in on the Cast King ones, which I really like, by the way. Even at $200, I think it's a value. I mean, they were great. I would absolutely buy those off the shelf if I knew what I know now. But even those, like, when you're sitting in them, the crotch ride's super high, the zipper ride's way higher, and then the cuffs are short because there's no gusset. You have to have a gusset. You have to have a gusset because they're not meant. They're meant to be stood in, which totally makes sense. But it's a big gap actually. Like if you made a bibs jacket that was meant to be, because the other thing too is all the pockets are hidden. All the pockets are inside where your PFD would be. I want sleeves that can hold a cell phone, that can hold like big SHIT stuff. You know what I'm talking about. And like even like it would be great if they would get. Have you ever seen those? They're made for people who like do belay climbing. The pockets like super tall, so like this whole square right here would be a pocket, and the zipper goes like all the way up. It'd be sweet if they had a chest pocket that you could reach into the inside of your PFD, like stuff like that. That would be like if you design them for kayak anglers, that would be a huge gap.
I would get excited for that. But yeah, it's
with
never,
elastic cuffs.
Yep, it's never for us though. Never for us.
No.
So anyway, so they said some apparel stuff. They said Huck Aero Dry Fishing Hoodie, which is a next-gen sun protection with built-in cooling panels and sweat-wicking design for all-day comfort. It's a sun shirt.
I mean, that could absolutely happen, and it was a sweatshirt.
It's just a it's a fleece-lined sun shirt. Like, cool.
It's a
and then they say Sims Freecast wet wading shoes, which Sims already has lots of wet wading shoes, so that's not new to me.
Well,
and then it says, what?
Oh, that's all it said?
Yeah, well, it's lightweight, fast-drying wading shoe designed for kayak and bank anglers targeting shallow summer bass. So it'd be like a wet wade, like a kayak shoe. Like the shoes that we've been looking for, there are options out there, but the Sims ones are always like $250, and it's like, I don't want to buy those. Thank you. Sims, if you want to send me them, awesome. Here's my address. I'll take 5.
It's $280 for the bibs. No, it's $380 for the bibs. The whole system is $750 for jacket bib combo.
Well, the one that Keith brought,
that's the one.
Well, that was $2,000. That was not $750. It was much more. It's the Gore-Tex one. It's the Sims, it's like their pro guide stuff, right?
Yeah, the guide select or guide series.
Yeah. Super expensive. No, thank you. Moving on. And then it said other likely trends. There's probably going to be more BFS specific tackle, rods, reels, micro baits. Yes, 100% that's going to happen. And then it said kayak specific electronics and accessories, which is always cool. I love to see that. And then further integration of Bluetooth app controlled equipment. So Bluetooth anchors, motors, sonar, which is also already happening. So I could definitely see all of that coming to fruition at ICAST. That'd be cool. So that's what AI had to say. Now we know about some things that are coming out, and we're going to go through what we do know. And then we also want to go through some predictions. We're going to make some guesses when Paul comes back from the Stone Age of Internet. Are you back? Are you alive? He's alive. Yay. All right, cool. So let's get into it. What do we know is coming out? What do we know about ICAST this year? First of all, Pure Fishing is not going. Pure Fishing, who notoriously takes over half the show. So Pure Fishing, if you guys don't know, this is like all your Abu stuff. This is your Ugly Stick. This is your Berkeley. This is like all those like staple brands that you are aware of. That's all them. And they usually have like one of the, if not the biggest booths at ICAST every single year. And they also brought a bass tank last year. So it's basically a semi-truck trailer converted into a gigantic aquarium with a platform that people go up on, and they'll do demos with different tackle that's coming out that year. And it's always pretty cool to see. And then they fill the tank with bass. And they don't catch and like hurt the bass. They just fish around them, and they show the bass attacking the lures. But it is pretty nuts. And we always make a new friend in the bass tank when we go there. So we got to come up with a name for our bass this year. Gary's the name this year. Was it Gary last year?
It was.
All right. Was it Gary? We got to come up with a new name then. It's new bass.
You
so
want to
find our new friend.
Jig fishing is firing up for me?
Oh yeah, the getting jiggy rod, the Asagai. Yeah, you heard. That's a casting rod that we just unboxed. What are you doing? You can't put that on here. You just got us demonetized. Wow.
We've been demonetized since 2001. Shut up.
I was born demonetized. All right.
I was demonetized before I had the idea that we had earlier.
Oh, wow. You are old man, Paul. All right. So Pure Fishing not going, right? A couple other like noteworthy names also not going. The thing about Pure Fishing is they're putting on their own event. So they're actually saving money and making more money by not going to ICAST, which is an interesting predicament for ICAST, or so we thought. And then ICAST puts out some info that apparently somewhere in the number of 150 new companies are going to be at ICAST that haven't been there before. So that'll be pretty neat to see. I always like new stuff. I always like maybe smaller companies trying to make a debut, jumping in there. We went with Fish NFX last year. And
their rods are so nice.
Their rods are amazing.
Oh my God.
Doug's a great dude. It was cool to see them out there as well. Also, Tackle Talk is in the chat right now. And now I'm like, did we check our facts enough? Like, I'm going to feel bad.
Promise you we didn't.
The QC was not met, Tackle Talk. Sorry, bud. So those are some of the things that we know about ICAST coming up. And what we don't know is all the stuff that's going to be there. So let's talk about some of the stuff that might be like big themes this year, Paul. I think number one, we got to throw out, first of all, there's actually two things that are very noteworthy right now. Number one is chatterbaits, which I know Tackle Talk is really excited about because there is like just dozens of tackle baits or oh my God, I can't talk. Chatterbaits, dozens of chatterbaits dropped on the market. So Z-Man just dropped their Micromax, which is a BFS style chatterbait. It says stop. There, so many of those are dropping, and Z-Man, of course, is dropping like all of them. So Z-Man was like, we don't have enough chatterbaits. Let's make a zillion more. So that is a big theme. Another big theme, though, is this is the year of the dice, you guys. We're going to Vegas. We're rolling some dice. We're playing Dungeons and Dragons. We have so many different types of cube style, friggin' decagons. I don't like what this
dodecagons, bro.
Dodecahedrons coming out. There's so many different shapes and sizes coming out. It's absurd. So yeah, there's a lot of dice hitting the market, and recently, so this is like the OG, the OSP. It's $25 for 5 dice. That's the thing. You can make your own, by the way. Lots of people make your own. You need a sewing needle, you need silicone skirt material, and all you do is take a chunk of any worm you got or any bait you got, just a little chunk, and then you thread that through, and you have yourself 3 dice.
But if you used cuts of a poop bait,
or even a Yamamoto Senko, just like have something that sinks has a better fall rate. Like you can have a lot of fun with that. Versus like a plastic that floats.
I need a bobbin. Super bad. I'm going to buy a bobbin and some fish grippers.
Your wife doesn't have a bobbin? No. I have like 3 sewing kits in my basement.
Yeah, but it's not the same thing. A bobbin also, you get them with like a puller too, because it's not just about making the hole, it's about pulling it through.
How do you not have one of those with your fly fishing kits?
I do, but that's far away.
Far away where?
It's 5 minutes down the road.
So the storage unit, you dork. But I can't get it.
Amazon will get it here faster than I will. That I promise you. There's no way I can beat Amazon down to my storage unit.
I sense a race going on, and I think that
I've already lost. I gave
up. Should record this. You should like click buy. And then you should run out your door, jump in your truck, go down the street, and then get the thing and come back.
You'll be like, oh, you have to edit that video, or be like, oh, I have to film this, or I have to pack for this weekend, and then I'll have to make my kids breakfast, and all of a sudden, before I even know it, Amazon's
who are you talking to?
And they're going, it's been delivered, and I'm like, son of a.
What are you talking about? I have to edit this video, like I just crack a whip, and I'm like, hey, Paul, you need to edit this video.
No, it's more like I'm too dumb to remember I needed to do it.
Oh my God. All right. Well, anyways.
What are you doing? You're going to your storage unit? You can't do that. You have to work.
You can't do that. Get to work. All right. Before we move on, DeBurley AAA Hype Man, I will not Miss it this month, dude. Member for 51 months.
What a legend.
Absolute legend.
He's probably just dying. He's like, how long before I can be legendary and I can stop paying this man?
You're platinum status right now, buddy. Like, just stop paying.
No, your grandfather.
We'll figure it out.
Dude, you're good.
Cancel your membership. We got you.
Yeah.
All right. So he says, what's the over-under of copycat baits this year? Well, it's certainly happening. Like, I guarantee there will be dozens of copy baits. Case in point, dice. Like, every company has these now. Strike King dropped it. X Zone dropped it. Freaking
it's gonna be like a Yahtzee convention in this.
Yeah, out of nowhere, Wu Tungsten drops dice, and I'm like, "What are you doing?"
Hey, Wu Tungsten still makes the best shirts. I need to check their website.
Aquaflage.
I need to see if Aquaflage dropped another shirt.
That's what I want to know too. Anyways, he says,
"Dang it!" So hold on, I got a whole list here. I got Aquaflash shirt.
Oh man! All right, so figure that out. On ICAST, not like we get the new stuff for 50-11 months. 50-11 months. What is that?
That actually sounds about right.
50-11 months makes sense. Anyway, so trip looked amazing, fellas. He's talking about our BC trip. It was amazing. And somebody else also on Instagram was like, hey, where's that video? And I'm like, bruh, I had to edit 30 hours.
Can you wait a day?
Content. You gotta wait. But it's coming Friday. So Friday, Paul's going to put up our last day, actually, is going to be the first video that we post because it was so fun. We went out by ourselves, figured it out, caught a bunch of fish. So you're going to get that video Friday. And then on Monday, you're going to get all of the highlights, like basically every fun moment, every fun catch, and a whale incident that occurred with Paul. So stay tuned for that. It is a blast, and that is what I've been editing. So I've had to grab all the catches from all the things, and it's been a lot of work. So we're getting there. Also, Paul's breakdancing on camera. It's super cool to watch if you guys enjoy breakdancing. You're like better than that Australian breakdancer that went to the Olympics on accident due to glitch.
By a lot.
By a lot. All right. Rougeru says, I vote that Ark should hook Jeff and Paul up. Well, we appreciate you, man. And we also appreciate you for being a member for 4 months. So thank you so much. Send all the words to Ark. Tell him to hook a brother up. We got a man on the inside. Like, there's no way this doesn't happen. We just got to really push on Jimmy.
We got a man on the It's an inside job. We're going to get it.
We got an inside guy. I won't tell you who. It's Jimmy. Don't tell anybody else that we know.
Don't tell anybody.
Oh, man. Oh, I love this. Tackle talk. Hey, Wu Tungsten, why did you make dice? Mr. Krabs voice. Money.
Wow, that's savage.
That's why we're all making it. Man, these are selling like hotcakes. We should get our own. Okay, done deal.
The cakes are hot.
That's the business. Yep, the cakes are hot. You do it. All right. So we talked about Year of the Dice. Let's get into stuff we know is coming. Are you putting that on the Askai? No, that you have the Get Jiggy rod. Never mind. What are you putting on? Oh, yeah. That's a good pairing. I dig it. I mean,
like 5 of these with 1 of these.
It calls for a super fancy reel, so you get the fancy.
Oh, they both have the carbon though.
It's a pretty slick combo.
Oh,
not gonna lie.
Pretty.
I got the Stratic on mine, also a slick combo, but that is pretty juicy.
This is visually, this is disgusting. It's amazing. Dude, this is immaculate.
Oh, update real quick on the casking side of things. They reached back out to us and they were like, do you want more of the stuff that you don't have? And we said yes. So we have the capstan reels coming, which is their saltwater spinning reel, which would have been nice to have, but we
had one there.
Yeah, I used one for like most of the trip. It was a blast. Somebody spooled it really weird, but I fixed it and it was fine.
I'm gonna set it up on the Ardito, and I'm gonna take it to Hawaii. And actually, I tried to see if they had a travel rod because I really want a medium light travel rod. They sort of
do, but not really.
4-piece. They have it, just not in stock.
Yeah, I saw that.
Perfect.
I was also going to order that travel rod. It would have been nice, but oh well.
Right. It looks sick.
So we do have the capstans are coming. They're going to be great, and that'll be our saltwater thing. Because I took the skeet reese, had a blast, fished the whole entire trip with the skeet reese. I rinsed it, but not well enough, and it has a little bit of corrosion on the inside, so now it's grindy. Unfortunately, that's what saltwater does when you don't take care of it properly. I didn't use like the salt away stuff. I just used fresh water. My bad. So I said, send me another one, please. So that one's coming. And then Paul had the idea to get some 3,000 size ones. So I added one for me as well. So we'll have a couple of those. So I'm pretty stoked for that. That'll be fun. Also, they have titanium tip pliers coming out, and they're going to send those. That'll be an ICAST route from them. So there's something coming to ICAST. Cast King titanium tip pliers. Exciting. Real quick, we got a super chat from Stinky River Tom for $5. Thank you so much, my friend. I'm about to Mad Max this 4th of July weekend between the tubers and pontoons. Any tips to survive the madness weekend on a kayak? This came up last show. Yes, also the Hammer Alpha. I'm excited for that in orange. We talked about it last show. I think it was like maybe the Slow Rolling Thunder. Didn't we get into this? But we talked about it was either this last week's show or 2 weeks ago. Well, we were gone 2 weeks ago, so it would have been 3 weeks ago, but whatever. So we talked about safety with kayaks on holidays. July 4th, you guys. People are out there, they're drinking, they have motors that are bigger than yours and boats.
Unless you have a jet kayak.
Yours. If you have a jet kayak, you might be able to escape to safety, but people are going to be out there tubing. They're going to be water skiing. They're going to be idiots. So please be safe. First of all, make sure you always have a PFD,
not
whistle.
A PDF. Unhelpful.
Don't read your PDFs in Adobe Acrobat. Bring a PFD. So you got your PFD, number one. Always PFD. Number two, you should probably have some other emergency kit items. First aid kit. A whistle would be
Yak
good.
Attack. Just Yak Attack and a whistle.
A high-vis flag, like the one from Yak Attack, also would
Carbon
be good.
Pro. It is amazing. Carbon Pro. The flag is the bag.
The flag is the bag. We used them on all the kayaks in BC. It was amazing. So just make it so you're like as visible as possible. Understand people are going to be drinking and listening to music very loud, so they're not paying attention, unfortunately. So my advice, one, stay away from super busy lakes. Go to those lakes and ponds and river stretches even near you where there are not hundreds of boats. Paul and I have made that mistake. We've gone to the party lake on a party day.
And guess what? The fishing sucked too.
And the fishing sucked. Why? Because there's a billion people partying.
One bass.
Yeah, exactly. It was not a good day. And it was very unsafe. So we don't recommend that to anyone. So my advice, go to remote spots, number one. That was not number one. Safety equipment, number one. And then go to remote spots, number two. So have that. And then, of course, like just letting somebody know where you're going, when you're going, and how things are hopefully going to go. And then like check in with them throughout the day, just so nobody, like you don't get lost in the mix, right?
You mean so your spouse doesn't think you haven't made it out alive and calls every single person you know at midnight when they live a city away from you, and then their brother has to come in from Kalamazoo to come say, "Hey, are you okay? Are you not dead or not?" And I'm literally just having a beer in my apartment.
Sounds pretty specific to you. I feel like this happened to you. I'm kidding.
No way.
And that's how it goes. All right, so be safe. Air horn. Will travel to fish, says air horn. I like that. I mean, they start getting close to you. Sometimes yelling doesn't help, man. So throw on
they're usually yelling at you.
And then they'll pass you very closely, almost killing you. They'll look back and they'll give you one of these.
No, then they'll come back to do another loop on the lake, and then their daughter will come
almost
up
at him.
Say, "Sir, you're gonna get him," and he goes, "Ha ha ha ha."
Exactly.
Like that happened too.
Yep, that has also happened. Not fun. So be safe this holiday, you guys. Have fun. Go fish. Be safe. That's my vote. All right, let's get into some of the new stuff that we know is coming. Other than some of the stuff we couldn't name the company of, but we could talk about a little bit. So now you know. Also, this Cast King line spooler, pretty solid. Do not try to use a 1,500-yard spool on it. It won't work. But it will work with normal spools just fine.
Well, I'm going to prove it right now. I'm going to work on it.
All right, cool. You do that. So let's talk about Z-Man. Z-Man is going to be dropping a lot of SKUs like they do. I think every year they drop 25 plus new lures. I'm pretty sure. If it's not a brand new design, it's a new size. And that is also the case this year. There are also some like new designs that they're dropping. Not new to the industry of fishing, but new to Z-Man and new with ElasTech. Whereas with other companies, they are not ElasTech. So it could come with a slightly different value proposition. So Z-Man is dropping fuzzy dice. We already talked about it. They're using the dodecahedron. They're using the friggin' 10-sided die. So I don't know. I'm obviously I'm going to try them. I'm excited if they work right. I'm worried that because they're elastic, they're just going to float too much. And I like with the dice for them to go below the top of the water column a little bit. And then I like to twitch it. And that seems to work very well for me on just a simple wacky rig hook.
I mean, even if you just think about the operation of what a dice would do, it's not a, I mean, it could be high in the water, but it doesn't seem like a high in the water thing. It seems more like a finesse, get it in the face, type deal.
Yeah,
so,
it's a subsurface type twitch bait or something like that.
But like even at its highest, it would be like a weightless fluke, really slow sink.
Yeah, which I'd be fine with. I'm just
sink, right?
Elastec floats, so I'm like.
But the drop shot. The drop shot element though is strong.
Yeah, you can add a weight.
Strong, yes, and the Jika, but like at the same time, having to do that is pretty annoying.
And then you can add a nail weight, and you can do all sorts of stuff, right? Like, so the cool thing about that though would be the durability factor is Elastec, right? Because I lost a lot of dice. Yeah, there's value there. There's an incentive for that for sure. We did talk about they just dropped the Micro Max BFS chatterbait. So they now have their smallest like premium chatterbait, not their smallest chatterbait, because they have the actual micro, the chatterbait micro, which is super tiny, really fun to fish with. You can get in like a 1/16 of an ounce and throw that on BFS and ultralight gear. It's fun. But the Micro Max BFS, if you guys are familiar with their Mini Max, it's basically just like their premium hardware on a smaller profile chatterbait. And then you get the Micro Max, which is even smaller than the Mini Max,
which is weird.
But also true, and looks pretty cool. So they showed a couple profile pics of that next to the Mini Max, next to a regular chatterbait on their socials, so you can go check that out there. But that's a thing that is coming. So cool. I mean, I'm going to use it for sure. Then they have what they call the fuzzy TRD, aka the fuzzy turd, and that is your normal TRD bait. Paul talked about this earlier in the show, but it has the silicone style, non-Elastec reacting style skirt that is on that. So that'll be cool. I mean, I guarantee that catches. That's gonna be a banging bait.
Like,
I'm absolutely rigging those up.
Some things are just too easy and just totally makes sense.
It better come in copper truce, or I will be very upset.
I mean, you'll be devastated for sure.
Wait, Brennan Reyes. It's 2 clicks small. Did I say this? Or did Z-Man say this? It's 2 clicks smaller. What does that mean?
Oh, I didn't say that.
I didn't say that.
I'm not responsible for that comment.
Click is a much larger unit of measure than millimeters. So I don't know. That's pretty wild. Oh, man. Yeah, I would love to know what a click is.
What the hell's a click?
What is a click? Interesting. Sure. Maybe that's the unit of measure that they use. 2 click. Well, what's the Micro Max size? It's about 2 clicks smaller than the Mini Max. What's the Mini Max size? About 2 clicks smaller than the original. Cool.
Clearly.
Thanks for that. Z-Man says it. Brennan, thank you for bringing this to our attention. Z-Man, what are we talking about here? What is a click smaller, please?
Who are we talking to?
Who are we talking? Well, the people. They think they made it make sense. It's like was that Saving Silverman? Turn it down a scotch? Or is that turn it down a scotch? How much is a scotch? Like, what are we talking about? All right. What else do they have? Dude, John Lewis, I'm going to start measuring my fishing clicks as well. I agree. The micro graph shads. So we still haven't even fished these lures from last year. The graph shads. It's a cool looking lure. Cool design. Really heckin' awesome. Never used them. Not even once. Got to use that. It was designed for forward-facing sonar, but it also works like if you're jigging a minnow style bait, fluke style bait on a jig head. Like same idea. Just Elastec, a little different design, a little different action. Also, the line attachment is interesting because it goes through the head, the jig head, and ties onto the bottom. And you can also add treble hooks to the bottom if you wanted to. You can do all sorts of stuff. It's pretty cool. But now they have a micro version, which is kind of designed for crappie fishing. It's gonna be a banger for crappie fishing.
It's so micro though. Like you're thinking small.
It's this many clicks.
It's like you know how we're talking. Yeah, you know how we're talking about like those micro is bigger than the mini's bigger than the micro and all this stuff. It's gonna be the same thing. They're gonna have to make a micro or a mini that's bigger than the micro because the thing is minuscule. There's gonna have to be a new category, minuscule.
They went from graph shads, 6 clicks to micrograph sheds, one click.
Oh my God, all the
ridiculous, see, man. No, it looks cool. Like I definitely want to fish it. Vertical jigging for a crappie, easy peasy. That's gonna be money.
Like, also, just targeting like really finicky fish. I mean, honestly, I think the trout guys, if you're a trout guy and you're not doing this, I feel like you're doing yourself a disservice. That's got trout written all the frig over it.
I think it'll be pretty killer. Then they got the diesel kickers, which is basically like the goat, right? The goat, not the toads, but they have the goat, which is the vertical body one with the two big kicky feet on the back. It's kind of like that. You rig it vertically though, so the feet kick like this, little scissor kick. And it's specifically, they designed it for salt for like tarpon, right?
Yes.
That was like what they debuted it as, right? So
I think they said like tarpon. So tarpon like a would
game fish
go after a game fish, but they're a huge fish, but they actually take like a finesse presentation. So anything that's taking a finesse presentation is kind of what they're targeting. But the vertical kicks, they kind of modified the foot a little bit, I guess. But it's basically just a sideways small goat.
Yeah, and Let Us Be Cereal, still one of the greatest names in the game, says that those kickers are going to be sick on chatterbaits. 100,000% agree.
Well, I think they'll be like unbelievably fast.
Yeah, no, I think it'll be sweet the way it's designed. I like the design a lot. And they had the crab kickers last year, right? It was last year or 2 years ago.
So it was 2 years ago.
Yeah, which is like hyper specific saltwater presentation, but I think this will be good for fresh and salt.
So it'd be
pretty sweet.
Absolutely.
I like that. And then they had the thick tricks. The thick tricks, which is the trout tricks, but bigger. It's just thicker, right? Which for, I think, trout and salt guys is going to be amazing. And I've never used the trout tricks, but could go after some trout with it in the rivers. Could do that. But yeah, so that's neat. What I thought was neater was the micro tube that they just dropped. I don't know if Paul saw this yet because I just saw it today. So yeah,
I did see the micro tube.
The llama tubes is what they're called.
It's sick. And honestly, so love the Juvie Craw, not the same thing. Love the X Zone 275.
Yeah,
this thing
this is gonna be indestructible tube.
I'm in.
What do we say about
one clip?
Z-Man is not indestructible. They're semi-destructible or semi-indestructible.
Semi-indestructible.
They're like invincible. Like they just get trashed, but they end up winning the fight.
They'll come back. They'll come back.
They'll come back. Just wait for it.
Just give me one more episode and a quick sensu bean, and we are back in business, baby.
That's what I love about like cartoons like that and animes like that. Like everybody just dies, and then don't worry, they'll be fine.
Don't worry, they'll be back. Just give
that
me
actually
season.
Didn't happen. That was in your memory. All right, so llama tubes. It's a tiny little tube, and it looks sick. So all the stuff we're talking about right now, by the way, you can just go to Z-Man's Instagram. It is all there. Check it out. They're dropping like a new bait a day, it feels like, right now leading up to ICAST. Llama tubes look cool. Going to pick up a ton of those. And then I saw a Tackle Warehouse exclusive, the Z-Man Ultimate Elastec head. Did you see that, Paul?
Yep.
Yeah. So this will be obviously exclusive to Tackle Warehouse. Is the only place you're gonna be able to get it. But it is a shaky head design. So like a longer shank hook. It has a football style jig head for the weight, and then it has a flat side to it, which is similar to the Ned heads that we got from GLF, which causes that when you drag it to kind of like kick up as it gets dragged along the bottom, which is neat. And then this one has the little like, what do they use, like mono? It's like a monofilament like bait keeper. There you go.
Yeah.
That looks rad. So Paul's rigging up some line right now. Get ready to rock with the orange line. I love it. Let's go. Is that 10 pound or 12 pound test? What was
10.
it? 10? Yeah, you'll be good with that setup.
Well, I got this one.
Yeah, you can be good. So anyway, so it has like just a really finessey head that's like braid tied on or whatever. So it should grip onto Elastec. It should be easy to remove Elastec from it. Looks neat. I'll try it out. Is it steel? Let Us Be Cereal. It's steel, but it's like the micro wire type steel. So it like, you don't have to rip it off like rip the elastic off of the bait, which is nice. Sometimes you get like those thick bait keepers and you get the elastic. It takes forever to get the elastic over top of it. Then you get it rigged. And then if you ever have to change that elastic out, you have to basically tear it to replace it, which sucks because then you have a dead bait, which I don't like. But yeah, so I do like that hook keeper on that setup. Looks pretty neat. Difference between the sloth asks, what's the difference between a shaky head and a Ned rig? A lot, actually. There's a lot of differences there. It kind of depends on what rig you go with, but shaky heads, like you're typically taking like a trick worm or like a finesse worm of some sort. You can use any worm you want, but we would prefer to use like a finesse or a trick worm, something that's going to have a lot of action. It's a little bit skinnier. It moves a lot. And then usually you have like a screw lock, sometimes not, but like a lot of times you get like a screw lock on the jig head. Love the sound effects, by the way, Paul. just spooling this up. Good stuff. Love that. It's great for our audio audience. Fantastic. Anyways, so shaky head, like you can fish them very similarly in very similar structures, but the shaky head excels because it's like in certain areas because it's a bigger profile, and the Ned rig excels in certain areas because it's a smaller profile. And the Ned rig doesn't really convey a lot of action. It just kind of sits there. Normally you dead stick it, you can swim it, you retrieve it nice and slow, you can hop it, kind of yo-yo it on the bottom. You can do the same with a shaky head. You just get the added action and a bigger profile. But yeah, they're different. Not a lot, but different. There you go. All right. So, good question from Tackle Talk. What's at the top of your ICAST wish list? If you could ask for one thing from any company, what would it be? Paul, got a thing?
Dude, that is such a good question.
It's a great question. Like, it's also a big question.
I'm trying to do it for Tackle Talk because I'm going to try to stick to the non-kayak like stuff. You know, he likes kayaks, but for his purposes.
Sure.
Dude, that is a really good question.
Right?
I know it's going to. Oh my God.
Because it could be lures, it could be accessories, it could be rods.
I'm thinking
reels,
lures.
Kayaks.
I'm strictly thinking lures.
Okay.
I'm strictly thinking lures. I probably would have asked on my list would have been the elastic tube, the baby size. That would have been that would have been a big one for sure.
Mine would be the elastic poop bait. I want a gravity bait that doesn't immediately fall apart.
That's a really good one.
I've wanted that for a long time and nobody's made it. Please make it. Somebody. I know you can make that stuff like sink, like it's possible. But yeah, like G-Crack has the technology for it. G-Crack can do it. So I don't know. That lure wise, that would be one for me. I would say also I would love to just see a new kayak that contends. The last kayak that dropped, in my opinion, that contended was like the Titan X and then the XTR to an extent. But the XTR was just like a not for me type of kayak, whereas the Titan X was like, this is everything I want in a kayak. I wish it was 35 pounds lighter and maybe not $3,700, but it checked a lot of boxes for me. And that was like the last time I remember being excited about a kayak at ICAST. Like you can see on camera, visually pumped about this thing.
Oh yeah. It
was really exciting. And other than that, I haven't. XTR was like, what is this? But like not in a way that I wanted it. You know what I mean? But it was cool. But yeah, native Titan X for me, but I want a new kayak.
I have two. I would say I would really like to see like micro finesse stuff, like baits, like that we're starting to see a lot more of in plastics with max scent. Kind of like the Little General. I would like to see some stuff like that. That'd be pretty lit.
That would be cool. Also, Tackle Talk brings up a great point. I'd love to see a new frog.
I like that he said to not just up.
Sack up, buddy. Sack up, bucko.
I would take another Tough Toads. If Tough Toads 2.0 came out, I wouldn't be mad at all. I freaking love those.
Hyper durable topwater soft plastic version would be great, and then a hollow, but like a new hollow body would be cool.
It sounds like maybe Tackle Talk wants like headbanger lures to make a topwater.
I mean, that'd be cool.
You know what I mean? I love the chatterbait ahead of the bait, like set up almost like a buzz bait.
chatterbait ahead of the bait. What are we
So
talking about?
man, like, you know how chatterbait, the blade is way up here and then it kind of
Yeah.
drops down. There's a JDM company that has like an A rig on the back and on the front in like that same wire pattern.
Oh,
It's
yeah?
like a chatterbait head. It's freaking nuts.
That's pretty nuts.
Yeah, it's
I like
insane.
that.
I'll tell you what I want to see from kayak company.
Yeah.
I want to see a kayak company that figures out a very simple either accessory or a kayak that can handle forward-facing sonar and units very well.
I want to see the Garmin Micro FFS, and then also in conjunction,
I want somebody to have like a straight pass or a hole in the kayak that's a giant scupper that you can pass it right through, right? And then you can pull it up whenever you want, and then maybe it comes with its own arm, and you angle the arm down.
It needs to
like, that would be
down.
Wild. Like how sick, and it's just like the same shape as a kayak. Like there's a holster for it, like stuff like that. I think that's a big one for me.
Yeah, I like that idea a lot. I think that would open up a lot of doors for folks because putting forward facing on any kayak right now is a pain in the butt.
Tackle Talk has it. Now, I would tell you guys, I will tell you, I need to make a video on this because I've had all of the awful adventures that you could possibly have loading and unloading a kayak. It's one of the big reasons I've gone to it's one of the big reasons I've gone to 10 foot more often than not. Like it's just, it's so much easier. And new canoe is great because you can strip it clean before you do it, and it takes 2 minutes, but it's so easy to load. So, but I agree. It is such a pain in the rear when you don't have wheels attached or a trailer. 1000%. It's a great call.
Hard agree. I would love to see new wheel systems for kayaks that can attach to the kayak, because only having the options of the native sidekicks that are constantly out of stock and are built for lighter weight kayaks, or the boondocks, which are super heavyweight and overbuilt wheels, is not enough. And last year, there was a company that came out with a new idea, but it was so prototyped and so expensive, we didn't even feature it in the ICAST videos because we couldn't advocate for it. It was a cool idea, like a switch, like there was a switch you would pull, and the like the wheel arms, whatever the stems, what would I call this? The wheel arms, sure. They would pop down, right? And then you could easily retract them back up with the flip of a switch again. Cool idea. They're $1,000, which automatically puts it out of my realm of care for wheels, because spending $300 on the Boondocks landing gear is already too much. The sidekicks are the same price, $300. So I would love to see attachable wheels. It's fine if they're in the $300 range, that's fine. But somewhere between a sidekick and a Boondocks, like that would be super great.
I think the lightweight solution is big though. Like the idea where it's like you have like not a stick, but there's like a long lever that's attached to the wheel, so you can just walk it around. That's legit. What I think is missing, Jeff. I just thought of this. You know how your the plate loaders for loading plates on a bars, where you pull a lever and it just like kind of a V shape and it cocks over, but it gets the front end up.
Timeout. What he's talking about is for weightlifting. There is a long lever attachment that you can use to pop your barbell up if you're like a super heavy deadlifter, and it will like just kick it up super easy. It's like a manual jack system. But yeah, I see where you're going with that, and something like that could help you just maneuver a kayak more easily.
Get it up and then slide the wheels under.
Yes, that's huge, because you always have to lift it at an awkward angle. Then you have to align the bunk rails for your kayak cart. It's a pain in the butt. I don't care what anybody says. You can make it easier, but you can't make it easy. So I would love to see some better wheels. Yes. And also with those, I would like them to be able to stay in the bar, the crossbar, stay in it and switch down.
What is the deal with that?
Why can't we figure that out?
How much money I would pay to know what's happening down there? It's like when you cast a lure and you're like, how did it get that tangled? This is phenomenal. This is ridiculous. I just want to know. I'm curious, like how gravity allowed this to happen. Same thing with them falling off the bunk. I'm like, just explain it to me. I just need to see it, because I can't believe what I just saw.
Yeah, exactly. And like, so I'm talking about the wheels too, like the Boondocks.
Oh yeah.
So you have to take the leg out and then rotate it down and pop it back in, and it's a pain in the freaking butt. The sidekicks are not much better. They're a little better just because like it's refined, it's better machined. I think. And also they didn't use a square shape. They used like a hexagon or something. This is a hex octagon, maybe. So they use a different shape. But still, you have to pull it out, put it back in, and you have to add a pin to it so it doesn't fall out. Like it's just, why are we doing this? It's 2025. Stop it. Do better. Transportation systems. So there you go, Tackle Talk. There's a whole bunch of stuff that we're wishing for, I would say. Yeah, there's a lot of things I think I go into ICAST every year wishing for. Often I'm disappointed, and then sometimes I am enthused. Is what I'll say. There's a lot of things like another net. Cool.
Well, but then sometimes the net's super rad.
Sometimes, in rare occasions, you're like, oh, cool. This cooler is actually awesome. Rugged Road. Where did you come from? Yeah, because there's coolers Ingle Coolers is like a name sponsor.
That was
like
the most savage own ever.
Ingle Coolers takes the L.
Rugged Road. Sponsor the entire thing. All the lanyards have Ingle written on them. They have this huge cooler system, and freaking Rugged Road. First time going, they're like, "Oh, hey, we won! No way!" Like
that was one of the most hype moments I've ever had at ICAST. Was we were at the award ceremony, and Rugged Road, who makes really cool coolers, they're super lightweight and sprayed with like an indestructible material. They win over Ingle, and we were at front row, and Paul and I are like 4 beers deep, just like. Yes,
4 beers in like 3 minutes.
You don't have a lot of time. You got to get your free beer at the award ceremony. You got to slam them.
Snacks.
Yeah, I'm gonna take as many free beers as I can. I love free beers as much as the next.
It's been a long day.
It always has been a long day.
Andrew, Andrew, are you going? I wonder if he's going this year.
Oh yeah, year. Andrew, are you going to ICAST? Would love to meet up. Let's hang out, bro, and make content. We'll make an AI video. Yep, I'll be there, he says. Sick.
Good stuff, man.
Let's do it.
We get in Monday night late after fishing all day, so I'll be dead, but we'll be around.
We have an interesting journey ahead of us because we're going to stay in Tampa Bay, and then we're going to stay at an Airbnb around the corner from ICAST, and then we're going to stay at an Airbnb with Drew Gregory. So for 2 more days.
On the road again.
We're going to have 3 houses.
For the 4th time again.
Another ICAST want from Mr. Zanshin is a musky lure that works. Number 1. Number 2 is durable. Number 3 costs less than $2 million.
That is a very
good call.
I have one for you.
Yeah.
You already know what I'm going to say.
About what? Musky lure?
Hook up baits.
Oh yeah. For $16. 12, $13 to $16.
That's cheap for a
musky lure.
Musky lure.
Go look at Hookup Baits. Good call on that one. Hookup Baits. They'll catch anything. That literally is or should be their tagline if it's not. Give it to them now. All right. Moving on from Z-Man, because that's all we actually talked about other than random predictions here. Also, Andrew says, Mr. Zanshin, make your own bucktails.
Boy, yeah. I actually have like 3 dough tails in my storage unit right next to my bobbin.
Love it. I also have a bunch of random musky gear somebody sent us years ago in a box still. It's all giant. It's cool. It's custom made. Never use it. Not once. But will. Finesse braid. Why didn't you put that on?
I'm about... Oh, yeah. Shit.
You just... You rigged up the freaking 9-strand and you're like, on my GLF finesse setup, I guess I had this micro finesse braid. All right, well, cool.
Hey, look, I have free will.
Deal with it.
I can do whatever I want. It's America.
Did you ever hear doing whatever
you're telling me my Halloween themed rod is not doing well?
Black, purple, and orange is pretty sick.
That's freaking sick, dude.
I mean,
murdered out, bro.
That combo will be at ICAST this year. I'm certain of it. All right. So going into other brands where we know, this is still stuff we know, you guys. Then we'll make some more predictions here. But Great Lakes Finesse, like today, or a couple weeks ago, I don't know, today told us they're dropping a micro series. Dan actually wanted to get on the podcast. Dan Miguel from Great Lakes Finesse wanted to get on the podcast next week, and we already have a guest. So I was like, too bad, sucker. No, I was like, hey, we'll catch you after ICAST, and we'll film some at ICAST as well. So they basically took all their stuff and made it teeny tiny. They reduced it by 2 clicks, and now
2 clicks.
It's
clicks. Hard to imagine it going down 2 clicks.
So tiny. So yeah, they made some super tiny stuff, and that is exciting. I love it. So we'll be testing that out. He's shipping us a box of that, so you guys will see it very soon. Oh yeah.
You know what, dude? I should have asked for some stuff because
I have so much GLF stuff.
You say that, but I put work in on like the jigs. That's what got me. Is like,
oh yeah, I
lost like 3 jigs. I've been freaking nailing only big fish on that thing.
The skirted jig, the mini ball head skirted jig.
Freaking dude, that thing's fire. Honestly,
it's sick.
I hate to say it, their baits work great on it, but dude, the stealth finesse on it.
Okay.
Oh, bro, it's
X-Zone
pretty freaking clean, dude.
Wild. But yeah, so, all right. You do have a question here from Basshole. What is Paul going to tie onto this rig that he's rigging right now? So he's doing his leader line right now.
I'm working on my FG.
All right. Well, see you in 2.8 minutes.
And I'll still have the same leader in 2.8 years.
I've never had an issue with my was it the Alberto or Albright? I can't remember, but it's the one I
don't even know what it is.
It's one that I learned from Debo like 5 years ago, and I was like, this is the leader knot that I will use forever, and it works great for me. So there. But FG is also obviously king. Moving on. We mentioned at the beginning of the show, top of the show, hey, Yak Attack's got like 50 new SKUs. I actually can't tell you what any of those are, but I do know what one of them is. And I can tell you it's going to be sick and you're going to be excited about it. We didn't do this last year. Like our relationship with Yak Attack like ramped up after ICAST last year. So now we're like good buddies. Also, we just went on a fishing trip with Wade, their marketing director, who's a super cool dude. And he supplied the Sea Otter Lodge up there in British Columbia. Beautiful British Columbia with a ton of Yak Attack gear. So if you go up there, you're going to fish out of a Vibe Makana or a Hydra. The Hydra's still there. And you're going to have Yak Attack stuff. Like track packs, which is all we used the whole trip. We had crates. We didn't even use them for their purpose. The track packs were perfect. So we used that the entire time. But yeah, so they're going to have a ton of new stuff. We will do a feature at their booth. We did not really do that last year. We kind of just like ran by their booth. So we'll make sure that we get Wade to talk about all the stuff. And then we'll give you guys, as always, I should probably like preface ICAST with this every single time. We'll do this in our videos too. We're going to give you our opinion on everything that's at ICAST too. We're not just going to be like, this is cool, this is cool, this is cool, everything's cool. We'll tell you if we think something's stupid. So if you watch our ICAST stuff, that's what you could expect from us, is we'll like because they always want to like have their guys talk you through it. We try to actually like avoid the people at the booths and do it ourselves first or after we talk to them. So you always get like the person who made it, you know, whoever that is, he or she who made it, like is going to say, I made this. It's cool because of this. And we say, neat, thanks for the tech specs. And then they leave. And then we say our turn. And then we give you our opinion on it. And that's what makes it a lot of fun for us. Because we're like sometimes at people's booths, trashing their stuff. And if we feel nervous about that, we go to the new product showcase and we trash it there where nobody is. And we can say whatever we want. And it's a lot of fun. Go boat.
Go boat.
The Foot Shredder 9,000 this year, the Foot Shredder 10,000. Let's go. Also Secret River Tom, member for 3 months. We appreciate you, man. Gives us a bunch of devil horns. Let's go. Dude, if you guys aren't watching the video version of this, if you're an audio listener, I implore you to jump onto 1 hour 18 minutes of the video version and you will see Paul just doing like absurd mouth things with an FG knot on camera.
You're welcome.
Or I'm sorry.
Imagine what's happening on the members only.
If you guys like what you see here, and you want to see more and worse, go to the members only.
More and worse.
I've done more for less. All right.
Done more for, and I'll do it again.
And I'll do it again. Kayaks. Let's go to kayaks, Paul. And then we got to make some predictions because there's really not much else that we actually know about. Well, you have one from a real company on here we'll get to in a second. But for kayaks, the elusive Hobie Kayak Company is making a reappearance at ICAST.
Jeff means reappearance because they haven't gone the last 3 years, 2 years?
3 years, I don't think they've been there. Hobie Eyewear.
Since the Lynx.
Yeah, Hobie Eyewear is always there holding it down, but Hobie hasn't been in years. So this would be interesting. They're apparently dropping something new, and I don't think it's just a new color, Old Town. So you're not going to get a Fire Tiger Lynx. Maybe you will. I don't know. Fire Tiger Lynx, maybe cool. But most likely we'll get something new. I mean, they have to do something, right? Like my prediction is Hobie has to do something. They're under so much negative news and fire right now. Like all they're doing is putting out fires. I would love to see them post up a win. That would be cool because I haven't seen one from them in forever. Yeah, so whatever. Victor Xavier says, sometimes I wonder how certain products win awards. This is a great question. It's actually dude. It's straight up bought and paid for. That's how they win the award. So if you see something and you're like, how the heck did that happen? Now that's not 100% of the time the case.
We know that to be true.
It is 85% of the time the case. Some of the time, somebody sneaks something in under the radar. I'll give you a la Busby, the Colony 8T, winning in a fly fishing category 2 years ago, I think.
Best utility box.
Another super hype moment for us. Legend. And then Rugged Road wins last year. The owner wasn't even like at ICAST. They didn't have a bunch of people like in their booth. They didn't pay off a bunch of people to vote for them.
Gone.
They just straight up won. So that was cool. But 85% of the time, like
it doesn't work every time.
Yeah. Well, the companies who get exhibitor booths, they pay for extra badges for their team. And who do you think their team's going to vote for? They're going to get media. Yeah, they're going to get media badges. They're going to vote for their company. And then, yeah, there's a lot of politics that goes on at ICAST. So we try to ignore that stuff and just have fun over there. And we tend to do a good job at that, I would say. So other than that, do we know any more kayak news, Paul? Any other new things coming?
There's a jet kayak.
Well, there's a jet kayak that's coming. This is true. That's the first thing you're throwing. All right. I'd take it. This time of year, I take it. So, and for everybody who's watching, is putting on the fighter. Is it the fighter?
It's
float and fly?
The old one that doesn't exist anymore.
The Outcast Fighter Fly.
But I'm going to do this one
where he's putting on. There you go. Yes, definitely that one. I love that.
Well, sure.
So other than Hobie, we know there's going to be a jet propulsion kayak. So if you weren't here at the beginning of the show, it's a jet ski hyphen kayak. That's what it is. Electric inboard motor on this thing. I have no idea how fast it'll go. I have no idea how it's going to handle. I know nothing about it. I've seen one picture from top-down view of this thing. So we have a 10 o'clock appointment on the water day to go jump into that kayak and rip around that little pond and probably crash into kayak DIY or something and like flip him out of his kayak. If you guys haven't seen that video, hilarious. Kayak DIY flipped his kayak while the motor was still going, had to catch it. Not a fun time for him. Lost his phone, found it later scuba diving. Kind of an insane story.
Like you do.
But that was wild.
I remember he came back and he's like, oh my God.
He was dripping wet. You guys. That was freaking wild. Yeah, people fall out of kayaks at ICAST. That's what happens. It's a little tiny pond. You'll be all right. But yeah,
other than that, is that done?
It's been done. It's done.
I mean, things have happened, but like, does that happen or does that just happen?
It happens a lot.
Wow.
I mean, Jeff Little jumps in the water on purpose every year.
That doesn't count.
Usually like a PFD check, a safety check, or he's testing out like Hobie.
Or he's just hot.
Float shades. Or everybody's hot at that time. Jeff's got the best idea because he just jumps in. And then he also has a cooler rigged up to his crazy truck setup. And that's full of ice. And then he just steps in it and stuff.
He dumps out his cooler. He's like,
just stands in the ice.
I love that guy.
He's got it. Yeah, it's going to be, it'll be pretty nuts. Also Matt Charette, who is on the BC trip with us. He's with Vibe.
What an amazing dude.
The man, the myth, the legend who made all the things operate properly in terms of all the kayaks.
For the 19th time out of the gentleness of his heart how to steer the damn thing. What a guy.
Great dude. He's in chat now, and he says, I can't wait to see what you guys think of the jet propulsion kayak. I'm stoked for it, dude. It'll be pretty nuts.
Kidding me? Hey, can I give you another little tip? Little secret?
Go ahead.
Maybe we'll get to fish out of it, not just at ICAST.
Will we? How's that gonna happen? It's almost like they have to send us one or something.
I mean, anything is possible.
Do you think anything is possible? Anything is possible. All right. They got Steaky River Tom here with a super chat for 5 bones again. Appreciate you, brother. I need help with tackle kayaks organization. So it's just a graveyard in my side storage little pockets. Any ideas for some big musculars? All right, yeah. So you're chasing big game out there. You've got big lures going on. What do I do with them? My recommendation would be empty track pack. Like just the first and foremost, I think it'll fit. Obviously not all of that, but like you probably fit a couple musculars, maybe 2 or 3 musculars in there. The other option would be a short stack on a black pack, because then you have a big open cavity where you can toss a bunch of stuff. Another option would be take that short stack on its own, and New Canoe sells this specifically, and it goes under the seat of the Unlimited. So I would use that probably most likely. And then another budget option would be like a storage bin. Just take the measurements of like your kayak space where you're going to put it, and you could just have like a little storage bin under there, which would be good. And then another option would be an empty tackle box. Like take like a Busby Colony 28 empty and just put stuff into there. I don't know, Paul, any other ideas?
Yeah.
Big lures?
Yep. There's a cool video out there where somebody just took a crate, like a standard milk crate.
Yeah.
And then what they did was they cut gutters, downspouts, to the depth of it. And then they just cut some slots in it.
Oh, yeah. I've seen that. Yep.
Yeah. And then so you just have like all these dividers, and then you just hang the baits off the dividers. And I was like, well, that's only like a $40.
It's one piece of gutter material.
Yeah, it's not a big deal. Like, pretty easy. Would definitely work. And I kind of was like rust resistant, obviously, because it's downspout.
It's gutter.
So like, you know,
all the time.
That's what it is. So yeah, I mean, I thought that was a super good idea. That's what I would do. I would try that.
I like that a lot. So there's some ideas, Steaky River Tom. Hopefully that helps. We've got some new. This was one where I don't have like names that I can drop because it's information we're not supposed to share. But new kayak motors. I mentioned this at the beginning of the show. There's 2 that we know of, and there's probably one that we'll get to try that we've never tried. The PowerPole Move system. So hopefully we get to try 600. That. There's the NT 600, which if they put Newport. On the Newport NT 600. If they put that on the water on the water day,
it's gonna be a bloodbath.
It's gonna be a bloodbath. People are gonna die.
That duck, if they have another duck, he's getting shredded.
I'm gonna slam right into that.
We're going through it,
going down. No, we're talking about you guys
like a skewer through a marshmallow. I mean,
there was a giant rubber duck. Well, it wasn't rubber; it was inflatable.
Henry?
Giant inflatable rubber duck. That was
What did we name him
on the water?
Wasn't it an H name?
Herbie.
I was so close.
It's Herbie the Hobie duck that I still have in my truck, even though I'm not a Jeep guy. But yeah, the NT 600 is going to be nuts. It takes a 48-volt battery. We're actually trying to get our hands on one from Newport right now. We're working on getting one in, and we need a 48-volt battery because the 48-volt low pros are delayed a little bit. So in order to get our hands on it soon enough, we're contacting a few battery companies to see if we can get a 48-volt, and then we'll mess around with it. So anyways, like that one should be like ready to go very soon to market. So that's technically a new for this year. We saw it last year, so it's just getting refined at this point. We've got another new transom mount motor from another company that you guys know of that we've used on this channel. That's not Newport, and I am testing it right now. So that is another one that will be at ICAST that we can take a look up close look at. It'll probably be the one I'm using that is going to ICAST. So I better use it ASAP this weekend. I will, and I have to ship it right back to them. I mean, I'm gonna scratch it. They knew that. They knew that when they sent it.
We warned them. They did warn us, though. They were like, "Don't do it.
Don't hurt it." And I was like, "But I'm gonna.
If you send it to me, I'm going to ruin it."
But I have this rigged up to my New Canoe right now. ready to go on the transom mount plate. So that's going to be freaking cool.
You didn't, dude, you just gave so much information away.
What are you talking about?
You just gave them 4 pieces of information that you can't take back.
I don't care. It's fine. It's coming out in a week. And I didn't say the name of it, so whatever.
Oh my God, you don't care? What do you mean you don't care?
I care so little. I care a little bit. It's fine. And then there's another company that you guys are very aware of.
Another one.
Yeah, that is entering the stern motor mount market, or stern motor market, I should say. Oh, now we're doing a tube? Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, why did you tie the jig on first?
It's a good question.
Rigs up a tube jig without the tube. Let's go. Let's go.
Great question.
I am a tube fisherman's. I know exactly what I am doing. In
fact, that's the irony is of the two of us.
You're the tube guy. I don't use tubes.
I'm the tube man.
He's a tube.
I'm the tube man.
What's it made of, Paul? Tubes.
Tubes.
What the hell?
What's it made of? Tubes.
Oh, man. All right. Sticky River Tom also wants to know how your FG knot's going. You good?
That's
you
done.
FG is done. I mean, we've gone past the FG. We're to the point of
we've
tying
gone
on
plaid. We're not
tube
even
jigs without tube plastics on them. I mean, you might catch something. There's a chance. There's a hook in the water. You could catch a fish. So
easiest big rig. Slide it on.
There you go.
Poke it through, and it's perfect every single time.
You missed step 1 as well.
Leave it tied on.
How do you rig the tube? Well, you just shove the top through, tear the tube, ruin it. Oh man,
you'll figure
good
it
times,
out.
Buddy. Good times.
Anyways, I got there if you just left me alone and no one would have even noticed.
You would have pulled the plastic out and you would have been like, "Wait."
Well, like,
oops.
Snip, snip, snip. Start trying again. Nobody saw that.
Nobody saw that. Everybody saw that. It's on the internet forever. Your footprint.
Actually.
That's not true.
Darn
it is forever.
Darn it.
Anyways, so this other company dropping a stern motor that has its own foot pedal system, and there may be technology involved. That's what I could say.
And by technology, we mean
Bluetooth. Yeah, it's going to be pretty nuts, and it will be on the water, so you'll see it in less than 2 weeks.
Oh,
let's go. Why did you lick the tube? What is happening here?
How do you lick the knot?
You lick above the tube. You just wet it. You don't have to.
I did
you don't have to
sideways.
Like, lick it.
As for the nut, look, I just got some in my mouth. Okay, it's gross.
Nobody pulls the audio for this podcast. I'm putting it right here. This is illegal. You'll be hearing from my lawyers. You cannot pull this audio. Why? Why is this my life now? Wow.
It's a great show.
It is a great show. It's a family show. Great time. Thanks for that, Paul. It's fantastic. All right, moving on. You put this one on the list. We're moving on from our lives here. Move on. What is this? Cast King's got something new coming?
Oh yeah, baby. So
what is this?
King has come out with.
We'll never know because you're in robot mode.
Oh, I didn't know this. I probably should have picked up on. Oh no. So the MG12 is because the soul and the what?
Are you back?
Done? Am I back?
You're back. Go ahead.
Am I back?
You're back.
I'm back. So the MG12 is magnesium-based frame, spool, stuff like that. They have now released an MGTI Elite. It is a titanium spool, 1/10 of an ounce for the spool. That is insane. And then it's got magnesium, carbon side plates. I have no idea how or what that's going to look like. And then it has a Halo Vortex braking system, which is sort of like that centrifugal, that's like what's in the Luz and what they have in there now, but it's a different version of it.
Yeah. Where did
I'm sure that will
post
be
about this?
One more time?
Did they post about this?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Oh. It's not the MG12 Elite. It's the MG TI.
Yes.
What they're calling it? Huh.
MGTI for titanium. I didn't realize that MG was for magnesium, and then the TI will be for titanium.
Rad. Sounds neat. Can't wait to see it. I don't see anything on the internet about it. Maybe I'm blind. In my rapid search, I see nothing but the MG12 Elite. So interesting. Cool. Sure. Excited. Sounds good. Let's make some predictions, shall we? Because I think we went through everything we actually know about. So what do we not? What do we predict? So it's going to be fuzzy dice everywhere. Cool. What else is going to be new, do you think, Paul? I think there will be a new kayak for the first time in a long time.
Well, there was a new kayak last year.
Shh. There wasn't.
Oh, there sure was.
All right. It'll be a new kayak I care about for the first time in a long time. Oh, I'm kidding.
Whoa, dude. Yeah. Who cares about the XTR? Jeff has never cared about that once. Nobody cares about the Tactical Pro. Yeah. What the frick?
The Old Town PDL 120 Pro is exciting. The Tactical Pro is exciting. I'll give you
the new.
Well, there should be another new one.
Well, the new Hobie, I think, will be a new kayak.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. It might be.
If it's an XR, I'm going to be pissed.
Another one. They already redid the 360 twice. So if they redo
I just
it
meant
again,
if it's that type of.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be pretty pissed.
I mean, we're definitely going to the Hobie booth because I haven't even seen the updates they made to the Pro Angler because they added all those like modernized, updates to it with like PowerLink type plates and all sorts of other stuff that I want to check out. So we'll have to see that. But yeah, there should be something else new as well. Also, before we predict anything else, Mid-Tennessee Angling has just become a member. So welcome aboard, Mid-Tennessee Angling, to the Shark Deuce crew. Like my favorite level of crew. Next to Snorlax. Love it. Welcome aboard, man. Yeah, so I agree. I think there will be maybe even like 2 or 3 new kayaks from several companies. So that'll be interesting. I predict that there will be some new kayak fishing accessories, not just from Yak Attack, but definitely from Yak Attack. Stuff that will be like modernized again, which would be cool. I think there's going to be a lot more, like ChatGPT was saying, like Bluetooth enabled, like app enabled electronics. So a lot of stuff where you can just download an app from that company and use it from your phone. I think a motor will be one of them. I think their fish finders are starting to do that too. So maybe your sonar could have an app enablement as well.
I want to see a motor. One of my wants would have been to see a wireless Newport motor.
Yeah, a wireless controller remote. Yeah, the throttle, wireless throttle on a stern motor would be sick.
It would be a killer. I mean, honestly, it would be. You would immediately beat everyone else.
Yep. No worries, Chaz. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. We'll see you later, bud.
Yeah, bud.
Yeah, I think that is going to be. That's definitely going to happen, and then
it won't be this year.
No, well, I think some of it.
We would have heard about it.
I've heard about one.
You've heard about something similar.
Yeah, it's not in our price range, but I've heard about one.
It's also I don't.
But yeah, so that I think that you're going to see some of that this year and a lot more of that probably next year. But that'll be cool. And then, I mean, I'm sure there's going to be a bunch of reels that'll be.
There's not going to be a lot of rods, but TFO's dropping new rods.
Yeah. Oh yeah, well, we were supposed to have one to test, and we don't have it yet. So we won't be getting it before ICAST.
That was not a new drop. That was a concept.
No, it is a new drop. It's a new drop and then a prototype.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was 2. It was 2 things.
That tracks.
It was actually one that they were considering the blank for some other design.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we had a prototype and then a new one that we're going to test out, which would be pretty neat. But yeah, I'm sure there will be a ton of new reels. Hopefully some new, like, I would love to see more spinning reels in the $100 range that are packing a lot of features. Maybe the aluminum frame, lightweight design, but like punches.
Halloween theme's not enough for you?
I mean, now there's a scary ghost on there too.
Dude, are you kidding
You should draw some eyes on your tube, and you'll have a little ghosty ghost on your Halloween setup. Even better, bro.
Dude, it's kinda
what else? What else would there be? I hope that we went on a rant on this, but I would hope to see some new transportation for kayaks would be cool. Somebody mentioned earlier, like, hey, I would love to see trailers there. I would too. I would love to just see them in person, like mess around with them in person, see what else there is there. Malone trailers will be there. I think they have a booth, but we're supposed to hang out with them. We're actually doing like a dinner with them, just hanging out, having a good time, talking about stuff. So that should be fun. What else do you predict, Paul? How about in the world of lures? What do you predict to see? I predict to see lots of copy baits. I also predict to see a company is going to come out with a name that leaves us all flabbergasted, because that happens like every year. Prawn Stars. It'll be hilarious and also stupid, but great. So that's definitely going to happen. The Final Copy was another flabbergasted name. Seriously, Final Copy. You did it. You done did it. Still, I have the Final Copy. Still haven't used it. Haven't fished it once. It's actually like in my tackle box going out this weekend, but I mean,
it'll catch.
I don't think it's going to be the move this weekend, but I know it'll catch. But I should probably fish that a little bit more. Yeah, Matt. So Matt at Vibe is going to have an overbuilt trailer. We'll check out your trailer for sure. I always love when like Jeff Little rolls up with his truck setup and trailer, because he's always got some really cool stuff too. So yeah, we already told you, Matt, we're going to be there. We're going to stop by the Vibe booth. We'll do that. It's funny. We went from like never seeing a Vibe in person to using them for 5 days straight, and meeting like the guys involved with it, which is cool. And yeah, they held up on the ocean really well. Can't complain.
We weren't. I was actually surprised how well the Makana did.
The little 10-foot guy, just like I was plugging giant ling on a 10-foot Makana. It was pretty cool. All right. Any other predictions, Paul? What else? We're talking lures a little bit.
I think you're gonna see. I think this company right here.
I was like, you're wearing two brands. What are you talking about?
Has absolutely opened people's eyes to the finesse game. And I think you're going to continue to see downsize, micro size, everything. I mean, Jeff's shirt right now is a perfect example. And I hate to dig on them because I absolutely love the baits, the X-Zone finesse series, but they're way too close to being identical to Great Lakes finesse, where I'm like, you can't tell me it's not like a copy. And now Z-Man drops a whole lineup.
Yeah.
Dude, what, like, I love that, but also, like, I think you're going to just see a lot of that.
Well, Z-Man's had a lot of that stuff for a long time, too. They just made a small tube. Well, they had the TRD tubes, which were quite a bit different. They had more like the TRD design to it, but this is like an actual tube.
I'm just saying, though, like,
where were all these micro tubes years ago? Yes, I know what you're saying.
So 100%. I mean, and it is what it is, but I think we're going to see a lot of that. I won't end there if you catch my drift. Like, I think we'll see a lot of that.
We're going to see a lot of, it was like what ChatGPT was saying, right? There's going to be a lot more BFS friendly, ultralight friendly type baits. I'm sure of it. So a lot of downsize, micro-size stuff. I think there's going to be some new swim baits this year. Probably copies, but probably some new swim baits. That'll be pretty neat. Maybe some new glides. I would love to see some more glides, like when Buka dropped the trick shad. Was that a year ago or 2 years ago? It's probably like pre-ICAST last year. But that swim or that glide bait is insane. I love that thing. It's awesome. What else? I predict that Paul will become a robot by the end of ICAST. Dude, the stuttering of this tonight is absurd. I've never seen.
I didn't know I'm not already.
I mean, you are currently.
It's because I'm on Wi-Fi because I turned my card off to install the new one, and the new one doesn't work, and I can't figure it out.
I thought you worked with Chaz on that last week. No, couldn't get to it. Couldn't get it to work.
Oh yeah, last week. Well, I was in Vancouver Island with you. Couldn't figure it out.
No, that was 2 weeks ago. We've been back. Yeah. 2 weeks.
And I just haven't had time because I've been editing every single night, and then I was gone for a week, and then I worked every single night. So here we are.
I know. I thought when we hopped off, you were texting him or something. I got you. Well,
I
anyways,
did.
I mean,
It's in, but it's we are not there.
Okay. Fair enough. We'll figure it out. We'll get there eventually. Yeah, I mean, I think that's pretty good on the lures. I think rods, there's probably going to be some new stuff. It'll be cool, whatever. And then there'll be some new reels. We usually get excited about the reels. New electronics, kayaks, transportation would be cool. Not sure what else.
I think Yak Attack is going to absolutely cement itself as the number one company. They are after this year. After this year, I think they're gonna be the Nike of kayak fishing.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Oh, you know what we might see is maybe a new budget sonar. I mean, we got the budget FFS last year, the Eagle, from Lowrance. Maybe there'll be like a refresh of like a budget series.
You know something we don't know?
No, I don't know. I'm not talking about that company. I'm just saying in general.
I'm just curious.
I feel like
I have to ask. I have to ask.
From my source for that company, it's a no. But I think another company.
They're coming out with 2.
You're right. It's not 1. It's 28. Enjoy. But yeah, refresh would be cool from that stuff.
I agree. I mean, I think like the Hook 2, that ilk, that would be sick.
Yeah. I would like a refresh of that. That actually works really well. Veteran angler.
It's got to be under $500 though.
That's what I'm saying. Like a budget friendly one, like the $200 to $400 models. I would love to see more of those for folks. Me included, because I just bought one. So veteran angler says a new canoe. I don't think so. Like no. I wish, but like, what do you need to do? Sense. You have the unlimited, you got the U10, and if somebody wants to go light, you got the Flint.
Yeah, you just dropped them all. You need to make your money on these molds. You're looking at 5 years of this out of new canoe. I don't think they need anything.
They don't.
Frankly, I think because of the accessories and their platform's so successful, I think that, in my opinion, I don't think you'll need to see another new canoe for like 3 or 4 years.
It would be unnecessary R&D on their part.
Unless something drastic hits the market, or like changes the market that they have to capitalize on. They really don't need to. They just keep doing accessories.
Yeah, I don't see them really changing the hulls, but I would see them dropping some new accessories this year. And I would love for them to do an update on the TRS, because the TRS sucks. I love a system that doesn't suck. Oh, yeah.
I think, honestly, now that I'm looking at this, I'm like,
yeah. What's that bait called? It's the
Bamboo.
No, I know, but I always forget because I know the Scoochie Bug is the other one, but what's that one?
Bogey.
The Bogey. I was gonna say boogie, but
the old boogie.
The old boogie. Yeah, pretty sick. So yeah, no new canoe kayak, but probably some new accessories, I would assume.
I don't think so. They're not even going this year. I don't think they're dropping anything.
I would love to, well, that sucks, but like I would also love to see them do an update on the TRS, and I would love to see them update the EPS foot pedal for higher horsepower motors. So like the way that you have to handle an NK300 on an unlimited with the EPS foot pedal system right now is you have to like lock everything down, which makes it harder to turn and like utilize it. When you use it with a NK 180 Pro, it's a dream. And when you go up in horsepower, it's not great. It's not perfect, I should say. I enjoy it, but it definitely needs some updates. Nice.
Dude,
what's that up?
The Assegai with the LFS, the old one, is kind of ridiculous. All gray, white, black. Dude.
I love that you just rigged the whole show. I wish I was rigging. I should have filmed this in my basement. I still got to wow. I got to set up my rods for this weekend, because I want to test those things too.
I just set up the cleanest bait casting setup and the illest spinning setup.
Is it ill? Is it okay? Yeah. You're gonna make it?
Because I don't know. It's Halloween. Who knows? I don't have a log.
Oh man. Yeah. So, wait. Does Paul know his headphones are on the wrong ears? Are your headphones on the wrong ears?
What do you mean?
How do you know? Turn your head. Is there a left right? You gotta come way closer. I don't see a left right. I don't know how Danthrax is picking that up. Are you on the wrong ears? Classic this show. Like, take a little segue off the rails.
He's right.
How did he know?
I just don't care, and I'll tell you why. This cord it comes off the computer on this side. I'm not having it across my body.
That's what I was gonna say. Yep. It's the cord is the issue, but Danthrax, you're correct. You got
how
it.
the frick did you figure that out?
They're angled the wrong way, he says. That's how you found it out.
All right, I'm gonna try it. Maybe my ears won't hurt.
Because they are shaped, the cups are shaped like an ear. So I feel better.
What it is.
Yo, you owe Danthrax.
It does. $5. It feels way better. Damn.
You owe Danthrax money.
How do I do that?
Danthrax, post your Venmo.
How do I transact against that? I don't know what to do.
What do I owe you? I don't know, about $2.
Couple tubes.
That's such a funny way to segue out of the show tonight. All right. Here's what I want to know, because we're doing predictions. What do you guys, you in the chat, what do you predict is going to be at ICAST? Throw me some predictions. I'm going to pull them up, and I want to read them off. And then I think we need to do some slow rolling thunder with my robot friend Paul here, as well as maybe talk about what's coming up in the coming weeks, which I'll do now while his internet catches up to wherever the heck he is. So in the coming weeks, we already mentioned this Friday, first British Columbia trip video will drop. It's a morning mission. Paul and I on our own trying to figure out the ocean. It was a blast. We caught a lot of fish. You should watch it. On Monday, we're going to do the best of moments from the BC trip. So that'll be like all the catches, all the fun. It's going to be a long video. I'm going to tell you guys this right now. I am not trimming it down to 17 minutes and making 5 17-minute videos from BC. It's one video. 2, technically. The one Friday is like just a one-day thing. But like the other 4 days, including travel, because we have an amazing travel story to share with you, which we shared on the podcast last week. But we're going to condense that. You get the video version of that. Us in our pain, trapped in Calgary, aka Purgatory, Canada. We will go through all of that, and it'll probably be an hour and a half video. So welcome to the theatrical release of Aggressively Average Anglers Take on British Columbia.
It's
I'm gonna be eating my popcorn like Tom Cruise in the back.
Yeah.
How'd you like my movie?
Honestly, it's so fun to make. I only put about half the fish catches in, and that includes like the montage. It's not even half. It was like insane. Also, everyone's talking about the stuffed crust from Domino's. First of all, who buys that box? Yeah, I do. You're welcome. That was sick.
He bought all of them with his own money. It's crazy.
Someone else's money, but I did buy all of them. And I did get to have it about 3 or 4 months before it came out. And I told people internally, I was like, I haven't had stuffed crust in like 8 or 9 years.
Yeah.
And this is 1 billion times better. This is the best thing that the best food innovation ever.
We had it in BC. We were eating this in a parking lot of a motel.
It was so good.
Yeah.
And dude, the garlic on the outside, fire.
Yeah.
Punch says I'm really surprised at the lack of new products being put out this summer. Seems like tackle companies have cut R&D noticeably. I have no data to back that up. I don't know that if it's that or if it's at the time when they were setting up to do all these launches, we had the tariffs hit. So if they wanted to do something, they did have to source in the US. So they had to start working on that months and months and months ago when the tariffs were happening. So and they may have cut all of that because of the tariffs. And then when they try to get it back, it was like, oh crap, we don't have time to finish this. So it may be like a winter heavy drop, like October may actually be when a lot of these actually drop to, hit shelves for Christmas, something like that. And it also could be too, fishing took a gut punch financially the last like 9-10 months. And it could have been very much like well, you know what? Maybe we don't need to do that this year. Maybe I can just sit on the sidelines. So it might be all three as well. It easily could be all three. And there are not a lot of like truly new innovations. Like you're seeing a lot of copies, which means that would have had to have happened last year.
Yeah. It's always delayed. So like nobody's making stuff for ICAST today. It's been made or in production or being worked on for 1 to 2 years at this point, most likely. And as they go to launch that stuff, a lot of plans probably shifted this year. So that's definitely part of it for sure. What else? What other predictions we got from chat? I saw somebody bring up Hobie technology, the kick up fin technology trademark has expired.
Yeah.
But then somebody else said
that was a while ago.
no, it didn't.
Just does. It is. It's the exact. They even say it like Vibe on their website is like, yeah, this is
no. The kick up fin.
Oh,
not,
the kick
not
up.
the fin design.
Because I'm like, yeah, it definitely is 100%. No, you're right.
Kick up probably has a at least, well, they're saying ChatGPT says March 2027. Is Tristan calling this out? I would assume it's that or even longer, because like kick up fins have been around for 3-4 years.
Yeah,
maybe five, maybe nah, I think it's been like 4 years. Not that long. So I don't know. They probably got a little more time on that, but fins are out and people are already making a ton of those. So that is happening. What else we got on in here other than Domino's stuffed crust pizza? Lucas Flint, fuzzy dice galore, bladed jigs galore, and an electronic bait caster that takes a backpack to power it. Well, yeah,
better go and hack a bait caster.
The saltwater ones, they do. There will definitely be another drone, big drone that drops baits for you. That's a guaranteed. What else we got?
You guys think I could get cash in to make a travel rod for me?
Do they like us that much? Maybe.
I don't know if they care, but like if I asked them about it, you think they'd do it?
Yeah. Rapla will drop a bunch more in Crush City line. Yeah, they will. The mini mooch is like pretty new-ish.
That was cool. I love that.
Yeah, mini mooch just dropped, so that's pretty rad.
I don't want those baits to be good, but like they are. It kind of sucks. I mean, and it's funny, the Ned that is the most
BLT
copyish just because it is the TRD and it even uses the same lettering and everything. Like it's
favorite.
the most. It's the I've never caught a fish on it. I have fished half the bag and I've not caught. That's insane, dude. That is the fact that you can't make a Ned rig work is wild. Yep. That is probably something that is not talked about nearly enough. Not nearly enough.
The mare sick, the minnow sick, the mooch sick. So they got some wins in the mix, man.
And the Bronco bug, I want to try that like when I get a chance this summer because I
caught
think
a ton on it.
Yeah, I mean, it looked really good. I hate the idea of all of it. I don't want them to be good. Those baits are super good though.
Yeah. Julie Rousseau says maybe some other companies coming out with casting sonars, castable sonar. I mean, I don't know. I think not new companies would do it. If anything, those other companies would update them, but there's really only one doing that, which is Deeper. Like Garmin did it and it was fine.
They have a new drop this year though.
The Deeper.
Yeah.
Do we have it or there's another?
I'm getting it. Yeah, I'm getting it.
Oh yeah,
I'm getting it. It's a new unit. Unit. Big update on the Chirp 3. I'm really excited for it. I'm actually super jacked for it. I'm gonna do your version of the cell block with the Deeper.
I like it
because I can put the Nocqua can power 2 things, so I can make it power the. Oh God, we're back to this. Jesus,
Danthrax is still on your headphones. I love the dedication. He goes,
and I quote.
Listen, bud.
Listen
he
here.
Didn't say that.
None of that happened. If the headphone cables bother you, he's talking to me directly. You could have just said Paul. I would recommend looking into Bluetooth headphones with a creative USB Bluetooth adapter. It's higher quality and lower latency than built-in Bluetooth on a PC, which I have to assume means that I won't have the massive delay.
I mean, if it's on the PC, you should be fine.
The reason people buy the plugs is because
it is to have no delay.
There's a gap. There's a lag.
Yeah. I think it'd be okay on the PC if it's like the updated up to date.
I'm already 16 minutes Eastern behind you, so what's the difference?
This is also very true. It could be worse, is what I'm saying. All right, so G-Fon prediction: AAA drops their new line of nerd baits this year.
New album.
Oh yeah, you got to listen to our AI music, which I still have like 2,100 credits to make. Like
we got to go.
We got like 250 more songs to make, man.
Not enough.
I'm gonna put one in the BC fishing video. Yeah,
we have to make a catalog so I can download them.
I made 2. I might even do one on the outro, the country song on the outro, and then
we need to make that standard.
Yeah, and then I made some instrumentals for the like throughout. So
shut up.
Stay tuned. AI will be powering that up. Should be fun. What else? What other predictions we got here, chat? We got no other predictions, I don't think. Other stuff. No. I think you guys came up with enough. There were some suggestions for travel rods here, Paul, as well.
Well, ones. What are we looking at? What do we got here? Oh, 6 cents. I like 6 cents a lot.
Yeah.
I just don't care. I do not care.
Is
that weird? Am I alone though?
I never got into their like using their rods.
I had their
I've
nice
never
rod.
owned one.
It was great.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't care. I don't know why. It was a nice rod. It really was.
Yeah. I don't know. I would try it if it's not $300, but I bet it's $300. Yeah. Travel rod. We'll see. Samwise, what did you miss? We disclosed every secret from ICAST and all of the things that will be coming out that nobody else knows about. So you missed that. Sorry.
Bomber
Bomber
did.
Comes
in the last 3 minutes.
What I missed? Let me recap the entire show. No, Samwise, thanks for popping in, man. You can always watch the recording afterwards. That's just so. What did I miss? Everything. All right, let's do some slow rolling thunder, shall we?
I'm ready.
Then I already told you guys what videos are coming out. Oh, and then next Friday will be an actual like Sea Otter Lodge feature, so you can see the whole lodge we stayed at, all their amenities, meet the people there. It'll be a fun little vlog style video with a little fishing clipped in. And then the Monday after that, when we are fishing in Florida, there will be another video dropping, which will be reviewing all the Vibe kayaks that we use, as well as Yak Attack gear that we use, and a new canoe that Paul and I put together, and I had to do a lot of fixes on to get up and running. But we had a new canoe unlimited there with an NK300 on it. Keith's first time using the NK300. Dude was ripping, and I was like, I told the throttle, buddy.
I told him. Didn't I tell him?
He just goes, and then turns.
I told him, I was like, hey,
right away.
And he's like, ah.
It was freaking wild.
It was great.
That experience.
I have on camera gear too.
We have what?
A lot of Cast King gear.
Yeah, well, we'll be putting that together over time. We got a lot of stuff we got to test, but we haven't fished together since BC, and we're not fishing together this weekend. No, since before Christ, like BC, since 2000 BC. No, we haven't fished together since we were in British Columbia, which was, we missed one weekend so far. This weekend you're going to the cottage, and I'll be fishing here with my family, and then we got ICAST. We'll be fishing inshore with not our stuff. So yeah, we'll have to get to the casking. It's just going to be like a couple of weeks, but then you'll get a video for that. It should be fun. And then of course we're at ICAST. So we post at ICAST on Wednesday. You'll get the on the water day, like right after it happens. And then on Friday, you're going to get the new kayak stuff from ICAST. We'll do a full kayak video on that Friday. And then the week after that, we've got a rods and reels video. We'll have lures video, and then we'll have like a new product showcase video. So expect like 5 ICAST videos from us. It'll be kind of like back to back to back. So be a lot of fun. All right, slow rolling thunder, and we're out of here. First question, Paul, go.
Is this or is this not the wettest year ever?
Moistest?
The most
moist year.
Most moist.
Moist. It's like playing a record backwards.
Moist.
Dude, I've been feeling the same way. It has rained, I swear, like 85% of the days of this year so far.
I looked it up.
Every freaking day.
I looked it up.
How close was that?
You're not gonna believe this. You're not gonna believe this.
How many days?
The wettest year on record for the contiguous United States was the 12-month period ending in June of 2019.
What?
Yes. I cannot believe. I honestly, I was like thinking back. I'm like, no way.
Yeah.
No way. You mean
like
the year I was indoor the most?
Indoors the most. It rained so much.
Way.
I'm so glad we bought rain bibs this year.
I'm buy them, so that was good.
Oh well. I'm so happy we
have
procured rain gear in a manner of speaking. You heard me. Procured. How many times do you use that word?
I use it every day. It's my job title.
Oh,
what are you talking about? What is wrong with you? How many times have you said that? Every literal
probably
day.
never. It's a stupid word. Only idiots would put it in their job title.
Bruh.
Wait.
But you never said that before.
The combination on your luggage is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's genius. It's the same combination I have on my luggage.
Savage. Unbelievable.
Sorry, Mr. Procurement.
Sorry,
the
Mr.
rest
Perfect.
of us normal people never use that word.
Okay.
Not weirdos. Weird job titles. Do you ever just love to be savage to your friends for no reason? I do. It's great. You guys should hang out with us when we fish. It's just like, hey, idiot, give me my 20-pound leader
I
line,
wish
please.
you were dead. Okay.
Do a throwback. There we go. All right. Wettest year ever. Yes. Close.
Did I interest you in a street fight?
Wait, my bat is over here. My Otter Lodge bat. There he is. The way your internet is glitching, you literally just popped on screen.
I know.
That was a jump scare for everybody watching this at home. Oh my goodness. Wow, we are well and truly off the rails. Continuing on, next question. Get off these rails immediately. The little club. I love this thing. I leave it in frame on my video calls, like on Zoom all day. I'm like, it's here.
I like that I can swing it around.
Also that. Well, Billy Club. Let's go.
It's such an old-timey weapon. Like, why is this so old-timey? I feel like a cop would be like,
exactly. Well, Billy Club on the street.
Yeah.
It's like what every cartoon cop had.
Yeah, cartoon
like
cop.
Every old with the tall hat, and they had the little Billy Club bat. It was that. There you go. Now you're that. And it's weighted too.
We don't guns. What? No.
Bats. Oh, sorry. This is a bat fight.
Bats.
What do you think this is? You brought a gun to a bat fight? A bat fight?
What are you doing? What, did you read the rules? What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Constable.
There.
Fastball.
The old constable.
Oh, constable.
Hey. Oh, we got a constable in town.
Around here, grab it up there. I'll get you.
Oh man. All right. Wolves Den Outdoors. Welcome. Hey, y'all. Finally managed to catch one of your lives. Welcome.
Sorry, it was this one.
Sorry, we're almost off, but thanks for popping in, man. Really appreciate you. Once we start flying off the rails, that's when you know it's about to be over.
Get me out of here.
All right. Next slow rolling thunder. How big does the lottery need to be to get you to invest? What's your number?
You know what I'm saying? Like what? There's no
what
number.
You're saying.
There's not a single number, not one.
I was gonna say that. Yes, I don't care.
No number.
You could tell me it's $1 trillion. I'd be like,
I literally could care. I could not care less. It's impossible for me to care.
Yeah.
2 trillion, 100 trillion, a trillion. Neato, gang. What are we doing?
Wow, that's a lot of numbers. Too bad I'm not winning them.
Too bad I'm not investing in any of them.
Too bad I'm not investing in that today. Yep. No interest whatsoever.
None.
And more power to you if you are.
Who else has a number though? It's fun. Yeah, I don't no judgment whatsoever. Everyone, people enjoy it. I think it's great. Invest in schools. I love that. What is your number? I would like people to type in their number. Like when it hits like 10 million, you're like, okay, now I'm starting to play. Before fair point. Not doing it.
Fair point from Danthrax here. It's never an investment. It's always gambling. 100%.
It's an investment in your own entertainment, your enjoyment, your sense of well-being. There's nothing wrong with that. Like
it's gambling on your entertainment. It could be entertaining.
That's how you were entertained. Then you know, good. That whatever, dude. You know,
fair enough.
There's such a negative connotation. We don't need that around here.
Wow, I love it. All right, last one. We're rolling out of here, you guys. All right, what is your I made it car? This is your car, your trophy vehicle that is in your driveway or garage and never leaves, and you're just like, that is it. I've done it. I made it. What's yours?
Yeah, or you get the big job and you're like, I make a bunch of money. I can buy whatever I want because I'm rich now. Like, what would you buy?
Yep. What would I do? I just don't care about sports cars at all. I think muscle cars,
they're really fun though.
Yeah, but like,
they're
where am I? I'm gonna
dumb
rip
fun.
around on my dirt roads and like have a
You
good
can
time in
have
a
two
sports
cars. It's
car.
fine. Yeah.
Okay, my 2 made it cars.
Sure.
No,
You made it. You made it, bro. Do whatever you want.
I just don't care about sports cars at all. I think
Oh,
muscle cars are cool. I would rather have a
yeah.
muscle car.
All right.
I would probably get it like a 67 GTO.
What color though?
It's been on my list for like a long time.
What color though?
Black with red stripes.
Red?
Yeah.
Gasp. What the frick?
I'd be down for whatever's available, but like
I like the red on black a lot.
Red on black is
red
sick,
with the black
right?
racing stripes.
Yes.
All red with that's like the cherry Chevy, the Chevelles. The Chevelles came in those, dude. That was
like my second choice would be a Chevelle.
If they just toned down the chrome, right? Woof, those are sick.
So
good answer.
I mean, I guess that'd be mine.
I think Punch definitely like GTO.
Bro, the GTO
I would always
sick,
I like the Mustang. I love the split window.
Yeah.
They only made it in like 67, I think it is.
Mm-hmm.
The split window Vet. Stingray. That's a sick car. That's a James Bond car. I think it's freaking
insane. I saw one the other, not the split window, not the 67.
Oh, okay.
No,
yeah.
But
people started dying because you can't see out the middle, so I had to get rid of it. Yeah.
I was in Frankenmuth and that Vet came down. Also Stingrays. The
love
Stingray.
Yeah. The 70s model Stingrays are amazing. They're one of the coolest cars ever made. I think I love like the old underrated, the Grand Sport Vets. I don't know why I like those, because like everyone hated them and then I always did. And then I'm looking back, I'm like,
kind of sick.
You know, sick though. Like I saw a guy who had a custom speaker box in the back, and it had like the subwoofers were mounted super high, and you could see them through the back window, and it was like all black and purple. It was insane. Totally would run one of those. One of my cars that I would want to get is a legit Batmobile. Fair enough. My other ideas are dumb.
Whatever you were about to say, shut up. Batmobile.
What a stupid idea you had there, my guy. Dumb. I love the Mercury Marauder. I would get a Mercury Marauder.
Yeah.
I would get it in like the most obnoxious color, like old man gold, like Oldsmobile gold. I would get it in like one of those colors with like the real heavy sparkle on it. And then I would put, it has a supercharger. I'd put twin turbos in that thing for sure. Ugh. And that would be like the most, and then I would get it all tinted out. And I would get some nice rims on it, but like very understated. Nothing like super crazy. And that's it. Dude, that thing, I would put like a TV in there. That thing would be so the Mercury Marauder is like, they basically took the Crown Vic and then they stripped all the weight out of it, but they left like the bench seat. It has like the grandpa size back seat, huge trunk.
Yeah.
They put double tailpipes on it. They put a V8 in it. They put a supercharger in it. And then they left everything else the same though. And then they never put a badge on it. They just stamped the bumper. It's like the coolest freaking car ever. Yeah. They only made like, I think 50,000 of them or something like that.
That's insane. Yeah, definitely a good made it car, I would say.
What's the other one?
The other one would be a truck, and it's going to be a souped up truck. So I don't know. I mean,
I'm going Tundi.
It wouldn't be a Ram. It wouldn't be a Chevy. Like the High Country's cool, but I just no interest. The Raptor has always been on my list, the F-150 Raptor.
I love it, but not for me. Have you ever been in one?
You don't like F1? Yes, I have. I've test drove a bunch.
They're so loud.
Yeah, but that would be sick.
That would be sick.
Yeah,
it's a $150,000 truck. Those are sick.
Well, is it the Tundra TRD?
Oh yeah, all day.
Right?
Yeah, TRD Pro.
The TRD Pro.
God, yeah.
That's. I think it's between that and the Raptor, and like
I go TRD Pro.
TRD Pro,
just because it's very practical.
It would be the more practical.
Yeah. That's the only thing. It's like it'd be my everyday driver, and then occasionally I'd be like Mercury Marauder. Let's go to town.
right. Yeah. There you go. 2 Tundis. Toyota. You work with some people in the fishing industry. Maybe
they don't care about us at all. I wish they cared about us. Even if I got a sticker, I'd be happy. That'd be sick.
I will take.
I mean, honestly, that'd be the only thing that could get me to move to an F-150. Punch Fishing says 4 trucks for life. Hey, I respect that. I love the front doors and I love the front cabin. The rest I can't stand. It's not for me. I love the Ram, and for the
I like them.
Money, like you're saving so much. much.
It's hard to not get a Ram when you go test drive a bunch of trucks and then you realize the price of the F-150s, and then you look at the price of the Ram for a lot of like very similar amenities, and you're like, I think I'm gonna get that. That's what happened to me. I was on my way out the door with an F-150, and then the guy was like, just kidding, it's this much. And I was like, just kidding, I'm leaving. And then a guy with a Ram called me like a day later, and I went and grabbed it. Yeah. It was,
dude, I love
rough.
my Ram. I love it. It's my second one.
Yep.
I believe that. Punch, I believe that 100%. Says my 5.0 F-150 has been stupid reliable. I 1000% believe that. You know what I find weird to me, though? I find it to be weird that people say the Ram is unreliable, but in all reality, I have over, at this point, I have 300,000 miles between my two trucks.
Rams,
and I never had a problem. I had the 2000, like what? I've had the 2018 15 all the way through the 19.
Yeah, you have a 19 now, like me.
Yeah. And I had the 15 before that. So I don't know, man. That was when they were at their worst. That people said they were at their worst reliability was. Like, I've not had a problem. And I use my truck a lot. Like a lot. Not for like kayak fishing, but like at the cottage, like that thing gets worked over.
We are rude to our vehicles, so we need something that's affordable and reliable, and that's where we found the Ram. But yeah, there's plenty of other great options out there. Early 2000s Rams were known for trouble transmissions. Yeah, in the 2019 was known for some electrical issues, but we haven't had too much trouble with it. I had like a little faulty fuel tank that was causing me troubles, but still takes fuel. It just like causes the automatic shutoff at the gas stations to pop off constantly. But it fixed itself this month, and I think it's now related to temperature. So warmer weather,
winter,
humidity,
bad day.
They're
gonna make you sit outside.
Yeah, I filled up a full tank. No problem, no issues.
Big day
for the first time ever with this truck. So that was pretty cool.
Anyways, it's weird too if you get it used. Because you don't know what the person who had it ahead of you like did. You know what I mean?
You have to imagine they were horrible to it. Every time I get a used vehicle, I'm like, what trash did you do to this thing? And sometimes you go to that like used car dealership and there's like still like McDonald's bags in the back. And I'm like, bruh, what are we doing? And it's just, I hate grabbing the steering wheel for the first time. I'm like, what did you do? Or you get that stain on the front seat and you're like,
oh no, I can't.
What are we doing?
No, bro. I'm going somewhere else. We're doing a different. I'm cutting a different deal, bro.
Let's get it detailed to be all right.
What the frick?
All right. Well, that's all we got for you guys tonight. It was an absolute blast hanging out with you. As always, we appreciate you for being here for the lives, and come back again next week because we're going to have a guest from Sup Customs. Are they both coming on? Who's coming on specifically for? All right. Somebody from Sup Customs will be here, and it's going to be a fun show. So come hang out with us then. That'll be the week before we go to ICAST. So after that live, we're going to be off for a week because I say that every year, and then last year I just streamed. So we'll see. It depends on if we're in great company or not. We had fun hanging out with
Drew will be there.
Yeah, we had the BFE guys, and RAR Fishing was on our live last year at ICAST. It just depends on the Wi-Fi and the people, and the time. If we have time for it, we'll do it. Otherwise,
we gotta edit.
We gotta edit, and we gotta get. But the video should be up because it'd be Wednesday night, so we should be good. Video drops. We'll go live if we can.
I gotta bring the Ardito.
Oh, you're gonna fit? Yeah, go for it, dude.
Why not?
We have the cap stands. I don't. I can bring the SST and the cap stand.
Bro,
it's just
we can legit. Ideal. Well, I mean, why not?
It'll be all right. It's just super soft. Like it's.
Yeah, you're in trouble.
Yeah, exactly. But I might bring the cap stand and just see if they have a rod I can use.
Maybe I'll buy a different travel rod to test it out, and I'll get a medium light, and that'll be my justification. I can shove it if I can shove it in this rod tube. Then you can have a medium light.
Sick. Sounds
like because I actually want that's a medium. I really want to get the medium light for shore fishing.
Kind of want to travel inshore. Would be.
That's what I'm talking about. That's gonna be your medium or medium light, just like I have.
All right, travel inshore going on the list. I will find one and purchase it.
We got a list right when we're done here.
Yep, there we go. All right, that's all we got tonight, you guys. We will be back next week. We appreciate y'all so much, and we are out of here. Chaz is not present, so I will take us out. See you guys next week. Bye.